Can't believe this is it.
SSP cars we got.
Uh-oh. I was just about to say, Jake. Did I nail it? Didn't nail it. So close.
Chris is fathering Blabbin, and he's just screwing it up.
God, I thought I timed that perfectly, but I forgot I had to hit stop. Anyway, welcome to Blabbin' About Slabbin' live. Do not adjust your sets. Jeff Hollywood Bame is off filming his network TV show again, but you're in luck. It's SSP Thursday, and we have someone who loves SSPs almost more than we do. And we have Jake Short Print a Day joining us. So, Jake, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. I love being called the poor man's Blabbin fill-in. Generally, people at the Burbank show are like, "Oh, you're that one weird guy that sometimes subs in for Jeff." I'm like, "Yep, that's me. That's me."
Wow. I like to think you're not the weird guy. You're just the slightly weirder guy.
Yes, yes. Well, I take that actually as a compliment.
There you go.
The weirder, the better in my eyes.
Yeah. Cardboard curator cardboard notices your stash immediately.
Yeah. I actually shaved today just for this stream. I texted Jeff and Chris. I texted Chris and I confirmed we were blabbing together, and that's when I shaved. Needed to have the ginger stash ready to go. It's officially almost baseball season, so.
All right. Baseball card Brett says he's like you. That's also Jake's favorite version of our theme song. It definitely it kind of a little sexy undertones to it, which I don't hate at all.
Remind me, that's like it's AI generated, right? It's like
it is. Yeah,
it's pretty incredible. It's very impressive that like AI is scary.
There's a nice little compliment here. Jay Marble asking if Paul Skeens is joining us. But
I used to have acne like Paul Skeens, but
M. Parsons shutting it down pretty quick.
He wishes. Wow. Holy smokes. Yeah. I like to think I'm more handsome than Paul Skeens, but I guess Libby Dunn is tough to compete with.
He you definitely outkicked your coverage, and
yes.
Yeah, he's a little bit more talented than you are, and that's okay.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yep. All right, there's some funny stuff in the comments there, mostly just talking about your mustache, lack thereof. Yes, Los Bravos. If you have this card on you, Los Bravos says Jake posted a really nice Ruth card today. If you've got that on you, I think people would love to see a close-up of it.
I can certainly make a guest appearance of the Aaron Judge slab binder.
Ooh.
That's always a fun one. I'll get that at some point, and we can all look through it together.
Yes. All right. Our resident musical producer.
Okay, music.
Yeah, he wants everyone to know the lyrics were manual. BFG did a great job with those lyrics, but the music was AI. So he was Tim Rice. No, he was Elton John, and Tim Rice was AI. Random Broadway reference there. Just want to let everyone know this is what I'm dealing with tonight.
Uh-oh. Sober Chris?
This is going to be it for a little while. And this is going to be tough. I might not have the same type of attitude next week. Might be a little short, a little curt. But
wait, why? Please explain.
As Jake knows, my wife and I have been eating pretty much like garbage for the last 2.5 months, maybe a bit longer. But she dropped the hammer. No more of that. We are officially eating clean. We are cutting, as it were.
Oh,
so this is it. I got about
season is over.
Walking season is over.
Yeah.
I got about a shot and a half of Jack here. I'm going to enjoy it, and then that'll be it for a little while.
It's so unfortunate. But yes, as Chris noted, bulking season is in full effect. In fact, last weekend, M. Parsons made up some of the best ribs I think I've ever had. And I'm a frequenter of Chili's, so I know a rib or two. As you can see, I know ribs when I see them. And they were incredible. So shout out to Megan. I'm still thinking about those ribs.
I think the only reason your mustache has a little hint of color in it is because of barbecue sauce.
That's right. Yes. And my fingertips are still stained. Definitely.
And that's totally fine. All right. that is absolutely, positively enough non-baseball card talk.
Yeah.
I want to kick this off. Happy SSP Thursday to all of us who celebrate. Favorite day of the month by far. Especially now, Jake, we get a new Jack Reacher episode tonight as well.
Yes. I was catching up today, actually. Funny enough.
Yep. All right. But before we start on some cool cards we saw, Jake has some really interesting pickups.
Yeah.
For the Yankee fans out there. Jake got some cool stuff. So I want him to show off some stuff he got.
Let's get into it. We'll start with the I don't want to say reemergence, but the, I guess, redesign and upgrade of the vintage stocks for the last 2 years. So last year in 2023, they did a great job updating the design of the vintage stock. So it's not only just the actual paper stock of the card, but the design now is way cooler.
Yeah, could you hold that up a little bit closer so we can get a look at it? It almost has like that kind of look of the 1982 Topps design, but these, and am I right or wrong, Jake, that the image on the card is also different?
It's just no, it's the same image.
Same image, okay.
But it's framed differently, right? So like
yes.
so that red border on, I guess it would be your left side. The ball kind of goes in. Topps just did a great job with, I think, just the quality of the card itself. And last year was kind of similar, where it's not a design that Topps has ever done, but it has kind of remnants of past years, of some sort of year.
Yeah.
And being the psycho that I am, this is like, oh, well, I have to put together the entire vintage stock run of Garrett Cole, which not as difficult as a run to put together, given they're to 99, but something I can probably do without. It's
another project that we don't need, Jake. We don't need another thread to pull on.
We need to focus. We need to focus.
But yeah, I saw when the first like images were coming out, I saw, I think Dylan Cruz was the card that Topps posted of that.
Yeah.
And it just looked like something about it like kind of struck me. I see in the comments a lot of people are also saying that I love it. It's a great design idea that they did with right there.
It's also like they did some of I think the last couple of years they've done great jobs with the parallels. I think after 2023 we were a little nervous that things could have slid south. And, I think that the Independence Day for the last 2 years have been great. I think that they're beautiful.
Yes, definitely better.
That the big fan favorites are the team border, border logo, team logo borders. I think people love those. I haven't gotten into those myself, but I think the general consensus is a lot of people like them.
I like the true photo variation too with the no border
photos.
That one's great.
Topps, I mean, obviously, shout out to them. They're doing great things. They're also listening to what we say. Like that's like kind of crazy.
Yes, which I'm glad you said that, Jake, because in the comments here, Chris C says James Wood not having a black parallel is crap. 2 thoughts on this. He will. The Series 1 blacks are all going to be in Series 2 when that releases. So Topps corrected that. They fixed it. But more importantly, James Wood has a wood.
That's holy crap. If I'm a James Wood collector, that's essential. The auto
how perfect is that?
Does he have an auto in that? The Wood, do you know?
I don't think the Woods have autos, but I mean, how perfect is that?
The heavy lumber autos, which are cool.
Yeah, there we go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that would be, if a Nationals fan. Nationals have a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah, they do. The future is potentially bright.
Yes,
new cable TV deal on the horizon as well.
Right. I did see that.
Jake, Chasing Majors wants me to tell you that, like you and Cole, he did the same thing for Lindor.
Yeah, psycho. Thank you, Chasing Majors, for also being psycho joining me. We're all.
I hate that though. I've seen some cool Freddie Freeman cards, and I'm like, oh, I want this. But if I get this one,
is also they're very inexpensive. People just haven't really taken vintage stock seriously for the last. So they've been around since 2017, right? 20.
There's versions of them all the way back to 2011. There's that Target vintage stock that Freeman has.
Oh, really?
All the way back in 2011.
I'm trying to think of the first year where they did the Topps. Was it 2015 that they did the first? Because I don't think there was a vintage stock in 2014. I mean, maybe the chat can chime in here, but that would.
I'm not. See that tells you all you need to know about this parallel, Jake.
Right.
Is that we're not even sure when it started.
Yeah, exactly right. 2016. So they've been historically to 99. I've owned a couple of the 2017 Judges to 99. Impossible gems usually, just because vintage stock, as the name says. But
Jake, can you answer this question that comes from Wes Mercer?
Okay.
While I catch up on a comment here.
Do you get the golden mirrors? Of course, you have to. That's 2023. They say actually SSP on the back, so it's like, okay, well, you have to. And even as reluctant as you may be, if you don't like the image, if you are continuing the run, you need to get them. And believe it or not, they are extremely scarce. And obviously there were some opinions both ways on having the actual golden back and the SSP announced, but they are very rare. They're scarce. And if you try and, a couple of years later now, and 2023 was the first year, if you go back and try and find them, they're tough to find.
Yes, they are.
They're very tough to find, and they're still very low pop.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like the print runs are rumored and for Series 1 to be like 140 to 150, but like what percentage of Series 1 is actually ripped? Some years it's a lot, some years not as much.
They printed so much of it that it's just seems like
they're really hard to find.
Yeah, if you've opened anything, you know that it's just like you're diluted to the max.
Yeah. Okay. Adaldus here chiming in with some facts, which we appreciate. 2017 was the first year vintage was to 99.
I think I have a 2016. Oh, 2016 but I have a 2016 vintage stock Cole. So
we're gonna have to dig it out.
Yeah. So who said bags and tag trading cards that he pulled the Paul Skeens rookie card vintage stock? That's cool. I bet that's a sweet looking card.
Yeah, that's a great pull.
Yeah.
Much better than anything I've pulled lately for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Woogie, thanks for joining us for the first time. Always fun to have new people in here.
Yeah. So I hope you have a drink handy, Woogie, because that's kind of it's like 50-50, right? Talking baseball cards, drinking booze.
Okay. All right, Jake, anything else you picked up?
Yeah, so we'll continue with Garrett Cole, and then we'll get to the third one that I have, which is a cool one. So Chris actually is we're both horrible influences on each other. We'll send each other cards that we don't need, but we really want.
No one spends Jake's money like me. No one spends my money quite like Jake. That's
precisely right. And so this is 2020 Stadium Club Chrome Garrett Cole Orange parallel. 2020 they didn't. 2021 they actually started doing a kind of a full color background for the cards, but Chris sent this to me and I was like, I don't need it. Of course I don't need it. And then you think about it, all of a sudden you're like going to bed one night, you're like falling asleep, and you're like, gosh, that card was so cool. All right,
show it again. Can you pull it up again?
Yeah,
it's such a great image. Obviously we love this set. I don't want to go on about the set too much, but if this thing had autos, you and I would both be gobbling those up.
Big time. Yeah, so I got this one in the mail not long ago. I haven't taken it out to see what it looks like yet, but it's just beautiful as is. And I actually, when I bought this orange, bought the gold as well, naturally.
Sure.
And then I had the red because that one surfaced. And thankfully, 2020 only has 4 parallels, right? So it's gold, red, orange, and then a refractor.
And a wave. Don't forget the wave.
Oh,
you got to find a wave, Jake.
Shit. Okay. Wow. Well, the waves are tough to find. I think the print run on those is only
12.
12.
12. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is that for all years?
I only know 2020. I'm sure it goes up after that.
Like 35 in 2021, maybe, or something like that. Or is that the?
All right, real quick, couple quick questions here. Reed Gonsalski asks how we feel about the Machado Golden Mirror this year. I don't love it. I think he's signing autographs, and they blurred out the fan like hard, so like a good chunk of the card is blurry.
Yeah,
I almost feel like I'm watching a Zack Snyder movie. It's not a great look. I really like his 2023. Which I think is him on the grass, like celebrating making it to the LCS.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. I think Jake hates it because he only likes World Series celebrations.
Right. But you can only celebrate if you win the ultimate cup,
Yeah. Oh, Wes, I can tell you Jake has one, but he only has one.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe you probably DM'd me, but that card comes up less frequently than most of the others of that set. No. Trust me, if one surfaces and nobody has bought it now yet, I will be doing so because I'm always looking to upgrade that set.
Oh, yeah. Kevin Morales has made me laugh in a sad way. Poor Sean Murphy, just hoping to have a healthy start to this season after last season, and some asshole in the Marlins drills him right in the ribs.
Ooh. So he cracked a rib, right?
Yep.
how long does it take? It was it 4 weeks? They said
They said 4 to 6 weeks. Yeah, so like middle of April, maybe they push it, make sure he's 100%.
Travis d'Arnaud, is he still on the Braves?
No, he's on the Angels now.
Okay,
but yeah, I laughed, but then I also got sad.
Yes, I can imagine. Speaking of that, so that Machado Golden Mirror, they love that Miami, or that Vice, whatever that Miami's Miami, like the Miami colors, like this hat,
the San Diego City Connect. Let me fill in the blank for you. There you go.
Thank you. The City Connect colors, they love putting those on his Golden Mirrors and his SSPs. I kind of like him in those pinstripes. I think obviously I'm have a penchant for pinstripes, but he looks good in those when they do the SSPs in that.
Yeah. All right. Dave Snyder says he needs a fix of good content, Jake. So the pressure's mounting. We've got to be fairly interesting as we go on.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. So here's the last card of my pickup. This is probably the biggest pickup I've had in quite a while. I've been after one for a while. I let them slide when the product first came out, and then this one surfaced, and I just couldn't say no. So this is a 2024 Chrome Aaron Judge Black Refractor, numbered to 10.
Ooh.
And it's really the first Yankees color match that we've had in quite a while. And also I'm a big fan of Black Refractors. I'm sad that they went away originally. I have Garrett Cole's Black Refractors from 2013, 2014. I think they're just a beautiful parallel.
It's a simple color. I don't know why for a couple of years we're getting all these waves and lava crap, but they weren't going back to the Black Refractor, which is weird.
That's exactly right. And then I didn't even realize this, but this is the first in the print run. This is numbered 1 of 10. So I saw that one pop up and I smashed buy now. Just didn't even make an offer. I had an offer available. Didn't even think about the offer. Just smash buy now.
Smart.
I'd been after it for a while. And I just think it would be really cool to have like a Yankees team run of that Black Refractor,
Oh yeah.
Like that would be, and like, this is just, Topps loves to use this image of Aaron Judge, kind of like his post looking up, which obviously we don't hate it because typically it's a home run, like 1 out of every 4 times. But yeah, very cool card. Super excited to have this one.
Cool. Congrats.
Yeah.
I like the True Blacks are great, especially with the pinstripes and the Yankees. It does matter.
Yeah. It looks great. So those are my 3 pickups.
All right.
Yeah. And then, something else we should probably talk about in this stream is PSA in my latest qualms of difficult grading.
All right. I want you to sit on that one for a minute. We're going to come back to it because I think we all have some PSA gripes to air, but
yeah,
I want to show some really cool cards from today first.
Definitely.
And also Chasing Majors was asking about Veriswap. I have not used it yet, but my Spitballing co-host Scotty B Cards has been desperately trying to get me over there. So I look forward to trying it, and then we'll kind of share with you guys how it goes. I know we talked quite a bit about ComC last week. Okay, let me get this comment out of there. All right, so we're going to start SSP Thursday, Jake, the way we always do.
With Homer Dome cards.
With, of course, Homer Dome cards, pulling some card out that I've never seen before. And he's done it again with the 2016 opening day Buster Posey card. Just incredible card.
Yeah. A funny story behind this card. This card, obviously nobody ever sees often, but one of them, I think it was in a CGC slab. It was like a CGC 9. It was like, I think it popped up for $35, which is like kind of insane. Sorry to give away the backstory of this card.
All right. Sports guy Corey, I chuckled at this, by the way. Sorry.
And how it came about. But Homer Dome now has it, rightfully so, in the collection of cards that most have never seen. His quest to complete the 2016 opening day and 2016 SSP variation set continues, but this was a huge piece for him. I know that. And speaking of Homer Dome, I was in New York last week and we met up and had some coffee.
So he's a real person.
He's human. He's human.
Interesting. Okay.
I tried to kind of follow him to his apartment so that I could maybe try and rob him and take all of his cards, but I decided against it.
I think that was the right call. We're always glad to hear we choose not to commit.
Yes. I don't know. Sometimes you look at his collection though, and you're like, wow, the things.
Yeah, you just have to be impressed. You have to be impressed.
People
every month, Jake, we get comments. People think that he either works for Topps or he works for FedEx or, you know.
Well, you know what the funny, him and Alvin and are sleuths, and they have ways about them. 661 Collectibles. Mm-hmm. They have an ability to find cards in ways that I've never seen anybody else be able to do so. It's very impressive.
Yeah, I'm jealous of their hunting abilities. But anyway, this Buster Posey card is great. Mm-hmm. And this is an awesome comment from Rally Mantis, who says he hates the Giants, but can't help but love this card.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty much how we all feel.
Yes.
Whoops. Wait, that's the wrong one. Damn. Hold on. There we go. All right. SFO Sox fan says this is almost the exact same card of there's a very similar, you know what? Words are tough. I'm just going to show the other damn card.
Yeah. Here we go.
So also 2016, this is the Topps SSP, which is similar to the opening day, but it's at night, which I think is what SFO Sox fan was saying. And I feel like we see this about every other month. Someone will post this card. This is one of the best, maybe one of the best looking cards of the 2010s.
Yeah. So funny story about this actual particular card. This was my copy.
What?
Yeah. This was my copy, and you Giants fans, you know, a thing about you that I appreciate is you're persistent. And SFG card collector had been messaging me, you know, a few times for months, if not a year, whatever. And I get this. I think we all do. If we have a really unique Giants card, Giants collectors would be like, hey, let me know if this is available. And, you know, and for a while I was like, no, it's not available. And then I had been after something, and I said, okay, let's work out a deal. And so he got this card and the 2017 to go along with it. And I'm very happy that he did, because he's obviously a diehard Giants collector. And so I'm happy to see it in a different home. And yeah, really, really, really funny, you know, way the thing works.
This is absolutely an incredible image. I distinctly remember seeing one. I was at the gym like 3 years ago, and there was one popped up for $99.
Right.
And I was just like, well, that's an interesting card. Like, let me just do whatever dumb thing I was doing. Let me finish this. And when that was over, I went back and it was gone. And I think about that all the time. I should have just smashed that, buy it now. It's such a beautiful card.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was the only copy to ever gem. That one that was $99 raw.
Oh, of course. I'm sure it got an 11, actually.
Yes, actually. I thought it was a 12.5.
Oh, Kevin Morales, great idea.
Top card every SSP Thursday is where it should be called. The Homer Dome, yeah. Wow, we're just stroking Pat's ego tonight. Rightfully so. I mean, he deserves it. But
I mean, if there's one day a month where he gets some positive feedback, tonight's going to be the night. Yeah. All right, so we get this question from Sam Hill, who was kind enough to throw a little donation our way, which I do appreciate. He's asking about Topps UK Black and what are our thoughts on these. As a Cleveland fan, he picked up a raw Quan. I think that's Quan's rookie. So, I mean, that sounds fine. I personally, I don't have any interest in any Topps foreign country sets like the UK or the Japan. I haven't delved into those, and I don't see myself doing it. For $20 for a low number Quan rookie, that sounds like a decent deal to me.
Yeah. You know, I think that they're basically serve the purpose for rainbows pretty much only. I've seen, you know what I mean? It's like if somebody's trying to complete a rainbow of a specific card, that's really the only time you ever see them. I see them listed kind of they always get me. They always fool me on eBay. I'll see the black.
Yes.
And then you see the little flag and you're like, oh crap.
There's so many Spencer Striders.
Yes.
Up on eBay. And they almost get me every time.
Yes. Every time. But you know, if you like the look of them, if you like the flag, then collect them. That's what it comes down to, right? It's like, and they're not as expensive as the others per se. So
yeah, and I'm assuming they're all going to be pretty low pop as well. But we're going to stick with Giants, and Jake mentioned the word rainbow. So I wanted to show this little 3-card rainbow from Giants Golden Era.
Whoa, I did not see this one today.
So Joe Panic is less than a household name, we'll say, right?
Yeah.
How do I?
And this is the full rainbow for Chrome 2015 variations, which I love. Love the idea of that.
Ha! All right. Homer Dome is fine. Is hearing the I imagine he's got the I'm picturing him, Jake, something like the Randy Marsh meme come to life. And I'm not getting any more specific than that. So in 2015, Topps Chrome had their SSPs. Then they had red refractors of the same image and a super, and that's it. So this rainbow is complete. You probably don't know who Joe Panic is, but he was on the 2014 World Series champion Giants. And here he is looking like a bit of a douche during their World Series celebration. But if Acuna had this card, you bet your sweet ass I'm buying it.
100%. But if this were like this year's Matt Olson where he's celebrating the wild card, you know, you could just probably do away with it. We know nobody wants that.
I have looked at some people in the Thick Boy and Cardaholic agreeing that the cherry blossom parallel in the
those are nice.
Set is cool. Those do look nice.
Yeah. And there's one Soto where he's wearing a cherry blossom for the Nationals. He's wearing the cherry blossom themed uniform. And so it's kind of like a quasi color match a little bit, but it's a very cool card. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. SFO Sox fan says Panic here looks like he's about to head to a rap battle under a bridge.
Yes.
I feel like if this is the guy that shows up to take your daughter out on a date, you know, you punch him right in the mouth without even thinking twice about it.
Yeah. Look, we all had a phase like that, okay? We all had a beanie phase, you know.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's not
for Chris it was 1965. When was
it? I wore one to Woodstock.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some chat in the comments about this the Giants collector cult, as they're calling it, that you were referring to, Jake.
Yes.
They are very persistent and passionate. And I think it really comes from 3 World Series in 5 years with essentially the same core.
It also comes from just a slew of great players of just Brian Wilson and, you know, the Freak and Buster Posey. And like, it's just, you know, there's so many good players to love. And they also have so many good image variations from those years, because that was like, those were the first years where image variations were becoming very prevalent in Topps. And so obviously we see a lot, you know, that 2013 Buster Posey train car and, you know, so it makes a lot of sense. Like, I get it. I would totally be the same way. I mean, I am a little bit over a couple of players, but we haven't won a World Series since SSPs were invented. So,
yeah, I will always complain that, not complain. Complain is the wrong word. Lament. Yes. I think I missed out on definitely some cool Freeman image variations in 2022 because, you know, of what happened in the offseason.
Right.
So they ended up having to go a different way with a lot of cards, which is a shame.
Yeah. No, 100%. I still feel for you there, actually.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Actual human emotion from Jake?
Yeah. What do you mean? I'm a bag of emotions. Ask my wife.
But yeah, Maurice Campbell is right. They Topps really treated Buster Posey well.
Yeah.
And pretty much all through his career. Unlike, you know, Mookie Betts is a guy they don't give great image variations to.
Yeah. You know, Buster Posey is kind of like your stock photo white guy too. So like, you know what I mean? Like, he's just like this, like, blonde, really like very, you know, normal. So like, he always photographs well.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like every photo he's in, he looks natural. Looks like it's kind of like he was doing an ad for the San Francisco MTA or something. You know what I mean? Like, it just looks like it fits. It looks perfect.
Yes, I actually do know what you're saying, as much as I don't want to admit it.
That's what I'm here for. I say the things that people don't want to.
That's right. Or couldn't possibly, even if they did want to.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, so you mentioned your buddy Alvin at 661 Collectibles.
Yes.
I wanted to show this little run that he had today.
Yeah. So Alvin is obviously one of your biggest diehard Dodger SSP collectors, also big black parallels. But I think GQ in particular doesn't get enough love for how rare these early GQ variations are. I think Ephus Pitch posted some early Trouts, but a lot of these we never see, just because I don't think people realize that Gypsy Queen was doing variations back then. I love that Kenley Jansen. That's like such a cool card to me. And I know that Dodgers fans are just, you know, have a soft spot in their heart for Kenley.
Oh yeah.
And that's a cool one. It's unfortunate they reused the image for the Kershaw for his 2015 opening day variation.
They cropped it differently. It was a little bit tighter,
but same celebration. Nonetheless, still a very rare card. So you got to give credit to Alvin. I think he actually just got these back in a sub, of which he kind of got slaughtered here, but it's to be expected with dark borders in an early, especially GQ. If you've ever held it in your hand, the paper stock is a little bit iffy. So
yeah, because it was all a lot of this stuff is like, I want to say Gypsy Queen was like a lot of retail, a lot of small boxes,
a lot of retail. Yep,
beat up. But these are great in any condition. Extremely rare. These are probably 4. I can't imagine more than pop 5.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Like, it's funny because I actually started looking into Aaron Judge's variations from 2017, his rookie year of GQ, and there are some rare ones, and they're all extremely low pop. But it kind of sparked my interest because they stopped making the set, and like there was a collective that really loved this set. And they have some Jackie Robinson variations, like 42 jerseys, and then they also have like different nameplate variations. So some really cool ones. Someone's never seen.
Yes, it's a cool product. But yeah, I definitely just didn't really find a wide audience. So I understand why they asked it. I wanted to go back here real quick. There was some talk about other Giants players in the chat, including Lincecum. And I just wanted to go back to Giants Golden Era for a minute. I shared this on my story during the week.
Yeah.
It's not really an SSP, but my God, this is awesome.
I think so, yeah.
This is a box topper.
With baseball, the World Series ball in the back, that looks like I don't know what that text says, but I'm assuming it's game used. That really that's a big flex to everybody.
Yeah.
You're bragging. You're bragging really hard here. And
this is just so cool. If in 2022 there was a box topper auto of like a Freeman holding the World Series trophy in Stadium Club, I would do things that I'm embarrassed to even think about to get that card done.
You have every single Freeman card of him holding a World Series of all time.
Yeah, I would need. I mean, there's 10 of these. Absolutely incredible. This is just. I've never it's one of the cards I've seen of a player on a team I don't really collect, but it's just awesome. Absolutely awesome.
Yeah, that's perfect. Top-suited fan. Obviously, it's 2020. It's 2020 Stadium Club. It's perfect. Yeah,
it sure is. It sure is. Big time Timmy Jim is right. All right, hold on. We got a Jake. We have a little investment question here from T-Corn 1 Cards. On a $500 budget, which option do you take? A raw true blue for $500 that won't gem, a PSA 10 base for $300, or refractor auto for $250 that won't gem. Pure investment standpoint, which option do you take? I know what I'm doing. You tell me while I get the next card up.
It's unfortunate because I'm not an auto collector, but I'm taking number 3. And that's simply because this is a investment question. And Chris and I actually had a lot of discussion about this at the last Burbank show, that liquidity comes from the autos. People really don't look at many other things aside from that, which is unfortunate in terms of just like the novice people who are basically buying to resell and this and that. So it's like, all right, if you want to get the most bang for your buck in terms of being able to resell something, you get the auto. Me personally, I'm getting the true blue. That's what appeals to me most is a true blue. I'm not a huge auto collector, but I know that the refractor auto for $250 is probably the best bang for your buck.
I think so too. The true blue, I'm assuming not an auto based on this description.
Yeah,
is really, really tempting, but I'm taking give me the numbered auto for $250.
Yeah.
I don't need the gem. I'll take that.
Yeah. As long as the refractor is numbered, obviously, but still, even being an auto, it's people take a more serious look at it.
Yes.
So this is kind of like, my personal experience from the Burbank show is I brought one card that I was basically willing to part with, one single one. And it was of a player that broke my heart. And just tell us what it is. I think it was a Juan Soto. It was the Juan Soto Black Parallel, the 2018 rookie, that Chris and Collective have been telling me to hang on to, which I can't because every time I look at it, I get butthurt. And I brought it and basically gave it to a few booths to say, what's, kind of offered up for sale. And people they don't look at it like they would say an auto, a rookie auto, basically his refractor rookie auto of $499. They would take a serious consideration of that, but they see Black Parallel. They don't see an auto. It's just the autos to the masses seem to sell the most. They seem to be the most appealing.
I will say, I want to chime in here. I will say, as someone who stood next to Jake, yes, J Marble, the black to 67. As someone who stood next to Jake and sort of watched these backs and forth.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of poker facing going on. I think a lot of these guys, as soon as Jake said, "I've got a Soto," they were, "Oh, which one?" And he pulled out the black and a PSA 9. There were a lot of guys that were like trying to play it to downplay their interest in this card, and he got lowballed brutally by some people. So I mean, you just have to. I get it to a point. Like they need to buy it for X so they can sell it for 2X or like 1.5X. But he was getting pretty aggressively lowballed. I'm very glad you walked out of there with the card.
Yeah. Yeah, because even at a point, Jeff felt bad for me. He was like, "I'll buy from you," and I was like, "Okay."
Jeff has a standing offer for more than what any dealer offered you. For that card.
No,
I mean, they were. To be fair, I think. I mean, to be fair is not the right word. I mean, I get what they were doing. They probably thought this dude's desperate to sell the card. Look at his mustache,
right? Yeah,
exactly. You had a Yankee jersey on for crying out loud. They knew you were emotionally fractured.
Yep. They were like, "All right, this guy has one card he's trying to sell me.
Yeah.
One. It's not even like he's presenting me 5 cards. One single card he brought with him."
Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad you didn't sell it. There will come a time where you're going to be really glad you have it. You're going to make some money on it and turn it into a really nice Aaron Judge card.
Yes.
Someone in the comments, I think it's Curator of Cardboard, has said he purchased his first Aaron Judge card. I saw it a few comments back. I think he bought an Aaron Judge update. So if Aaron Judge hurts himself in spring training, Curator of Cardboard is the guy you want to get upset with.
Let's look at this last Giants card because we've done like 6 Giants cards. The one from Season Collector.
Okay, yeah. Can you if you want to try to share it, then I'll throw it up there. Ha! All right, so let me know.
All right, we promise this is the last Giants card share of the night.
Yeah, this is gonna be the last one.
Sorry, my mom is texting me. If you can see that, I hope not. Anyways, this is a card I've never seen before. Buster Posey paying first base, and this is like the early years. I think 2013 was the first year of opening day variations.
Mm-hmm.
But this is another really cool one I've never seen, especially in a Gem 10. I mean, this is like eat your heart out, Giants fans. Like, this is great. This is if Buster Posey were what Aaron Judge is to me, this is a card I would absolutely need.
Yeah.
So this is an awesome one. Yeah, congrats, Season Collector. That's such a cool card.
Yeah. It's fun to see Posey doing something besides catching. So people wanted specifics in the comments about what lowballing meant. So I'm just going to throw this out. There weren't really comps on a PSA 9. Some BGS 9.5s have sold for just over $3,000.
Yeah, like so I think perfect transparency is the best way to go about this. Is that I think I paid $33 for it, $3,300, and that was actually before the season, before he had actually become a Yankee, and so I was actually just looking basically for that. I wasn't looking for like anything ridiculous, and people wanted under 2, basically. A guy was like, "Can you do under 2?" And I was like, "What do you think I have the mustache. I look, not the part here, but I'm not that." Anyways, obviously we said no. But
that to give you a sense, the card was trending around 3, and he was getting offers at about 1.7.
Yeah, right. And it was just like, okay, yeah, ridiculous. And it was generally, I think I probably presented it to 10 different vendors, and all of them gave me these, if offered at all, actually, which is kind of ridiculous. So
yeah, I think there were a lot of people just trying to feel you out and see how upset you were. Plus, let's be honest, we all had beer in our hands. You were ripe for the taking. All right. I want to show everyone my personal favorite card I saw today. If you were on Instagram, you probably could guess what it is. But I have a big congratulations for this card's owner. So let me throw this up here. Yeah. So ATL for the win completed his set of these 2022 Braves as Ultra SPs, I think they're called. The Freeman was the one he needed the most. I have not seen this card sell publicly in over 2 years now. I don't even know where he found this one. I think he mentions another collector that was willing to part with it in pursuit of something else. Wow. But congrats to ATL for the win. It's very cool to see completed runs, as you know. Let me flip over. So there you go.
It's a wet dream right there.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm sorry. That's blooper, right?
It's blooper on the bottom right. Yeah.
Yeah. Does that fit in? Well, I guess it does fit in with the Ultra SPs, I suppose. But I only consider those top 5 to be, that part of that set for me. The bottom left 2 and then the top 3. But
yeah, incredible.
That the bloopers are part of the different subset. Obviously, either way, it's insane. He put all this together. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He has an insane collection.
By the way, guys, as some people in the chat are saying, I don't know were you really unable to see the Buster Posey card? I will try to pull it up in a few. I don't know if screen sharing for Jake didn't work or if I'm just late in the comments here. But Big Mike with a pretty quick question we'll get into. The difference is rarity, essentially. The easiest way to tell is to look up the images online. The next easiest way is the code on the back. They all end with SPs and SSPs will end with different 3 letters. Different 3 numbers. Cardboard
connection is your best friend in these cases.
Beckett as well. They usually have good image galleries.
Right. The image galleries, and then I actually learned. You want to know something? I learned something new about the 2017 variation set that I had not known before, and maybe this might be new to collectors. In this chat, I often ponder putting together different sets. I randomly had this card, and I was curious because I got it out of a 2017 Topps update pack, and if you notice, it says Series 2, number 645.
Okay.
So I just only learned recently that all of the short prints from 2017 were inserted into update packs. All of the Series 1 and Series 2 SPs that you see were inserted into 2017 update. None of them came from 2017 Series 1 or Series 2 packs. Yeah, that's a mind blower, isn't it?
I'm going to put a pin in that. We're gonna have to come back to this as well.
Okay.
I'm not. 100%.
I promise you.
Okay. I believe you because you're like me. You're gonna go on deep dive.
Also, I consulted with the expert himself, Homer Dome Cards.
Oh,
if you can say, it's the loophole. It's crazy. If you look, all of a sudden, all these SPs came out of update. It's very interesting. You'll notice. Fun fact of the day. I did not know.
Well, but it almost sounds like, Jake, we're going to have to rip ourselves some update.
That's right. Because you can find a judge. That's the thing. All the judge rookies were found. The SPs of him leaning over the railing were found in update.
What about the bat under the arm? Same thing?
No, that's Series 1 because that's an SSP. SSPs were in Series 1 and 2. Sorry, I should have clarified. SSPs were still in Series 1 and 2. The SPs were inserted into update packs.
Okay. We need a blackboard.
Yeah. It is confusing because there are some really cool SP images from 2017. Obviously, SSP images are great, but there's some really cool SP images. And the more you look at it, the more you like. I think it's Manny Margot. So there are a few SSPs from Series 1 and 2 that were also inserted into update. Sorry, you're getting your variation learning lesson today, folks.
There are. And I tell you, if anyone's doing a drinking game you take a sip every time we say S or P, you're in big trouble. I mean, you may as well get a liver transplant.
So there are a few of them, but Manny Margot, for instance, has an SSP from Series 2 or 1 that was inserted into update.
Okay.
Well, next subject. Sorry.
Moving on.
Yes.
Thank you, Jake. We appreciate random knowledge.
It's not random. It's very relevant.
Okay, fair enough. All right, next up we have a friend of the show, Ben14 Sports Cards, posted this. I love this Andrew McCutchen card.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. 2014 Topps Chrome SSP, on deck circle. I think he's at home. That looks like the Pirates ballpark. Very cool card.
Can we share this John Mayer card? Not this the artist, but
the what? John Mayer card?
Yeah. Sorry, the John Mayer comment. I apologize.
Oh, yeah. There we go. You should be able to just click on those comments, and I think it should work for you too. Okay. But let me know if it does.
Yes. So this is a great point. Anyways, back to the Kutch. Yes, that is it.
By the way, I need to go back. Doc's cards. This is hilarious because as he was talking, that's what I was picturing too. Pepe Sylvia.
Should I just have a cigarette in my mouth?
At least one cigarette, if not multiple.
It's crazy. I never knew this. It's funny. Is like a diehard SSP collector and variation collector. I didn't know that. Anyways.
Yeah, I love this card. This just looks. We've talked about it similar to the Aaron Judge, like dugout. He's got the bat under his arm, and Mike Trout has a really cool on deck circle opening day card in 2015. It just feels like there's a lot of focus here. Players are like just primed to go to battle, and I love that energy that's in these.
Yep.
So this one's great, and I believe SFO Sox fan. Let me get rid of this. Here we go. It's like this dude's reading my mind tonight, Jake.
Yeah.
Blue, our good buddy Blue Hen 2121 posts a similar Andrew McCutchen from opening day in 2015.
I'd never seen this card until it was posted today.
Yeah.
2015 has some really cool image variations. I know I've seen like DeGrom and Altuve. Randomly, Jose Abreu has a cool one. But this one, easily my favorite. Well, Trout's got a really cool one from 2015 too. But this one is really, really cool. I love.
There's something cool with the framing of this too. They made it horizontal so you can see McCutchen and the full stands behind him. Or I guess
also it's like PNC Field in the background. Like
very, very cool. Like I like they put some effort into this, which I always appreciate.
Yeah.
I just want to call out Peeps and Doc's cards for pointing out the McCutchen glutes on the first one, the first McCutchen we showed because it was noticed. Make no mistake.
Of course.
I really like Andrew McCutchen as a player. And he's one of those guys. I've met a few people. Blue Hen 2121 is one of them who like PC this guy.
Yeah.
And I think he's really similar to like a Bumgarner or a Matt Cain or a Lincecum from the Giants. Guys that were really, really good and spent most of their time on one franchise.
Yeah.
Full time for the Giants, most of the time for McCutchen. And the fan base just loves these guys.
Right.
If you're a Pirates fan, who else are you going to collect over the last 15 years but this dude?
Yeah, and Blue End specifically has just like this insane. We've obviously talked a lot with him because we've purchased a few cards from him, but I think he has every single Pirates red ink auto from Heritage since Heritage started, like in 2001. Like just an absolutely insane run of cards.
Yeah, I think he either has them all or he might be missing one. It's like
something like that.
It's really impressive.
They're not going anywhere. That's the beauty about being a collector of a team like that. That's awesome. It's my favorite.
All right. Yep. All right. Give me a second here. I want to throw the trivia link in here one more time or multiple times because I don't think I've done it since we started. I had it up there at the beginning. But just as a reminder, we are giving away a Juan Soto top tonight, courtesy of our co-host. Where is it?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. And I've lost it. No, I'm just kidding. It's right here. His 2024 Topps Black. Very cool looking card.
Can't bear to look at it.
Yeah.
I can't leave.
It's up for grabs. So M. Parsons or Shelly the Turtle, if you guys want to copy and just repost that for me a bunch of times, that would be great. If someone could also take down Shelly the Turtle, that would be also fantastic. I love the guy, but I hate seeing losing streaks.
The last 4 in a row. So somebody's got to dethrone Shelly the Turtle. We love obviously that you're very knowledgeable in this, but we need some more competition here.
Okay. All right. Now we talked about back of jersey cards. A few different people shared this one, so I'm going to go through it pretty quick. Nice. The 2013 Topps Chrome Prince Fielder back of head card is a pretty cool card, I have to say.
Yeah.
There's an account on Instagram called Bullseye Breaks that was posting how she was going to start a PC of hair cards, and I told her this has got to be the centerpiece of that collection. Otherwise, what are we doing?
I'm trying to think of what other. Maybe the Harper 2021 where he's flipping his hair back. That one's a good one.
Yes. And Acuna has one in 2021 as in Stadium Club, and obviously the Buffett.
That is it. That's actually a very interesting little niche PC of hair cards.
Oh, wow. Shelly with an interesting comment here. Apparently this only recently happened.
What? Okay, well, I'm sorry, Shelly the Turtle. I may not be a very smart man, but I do know what Instagram is.
Well, there we go. That's By the way, that's. I don't think he's affecting an accent for you guys. Jeff Black says this looks like a strange pineapple. It's not one I would eat. Newbert has won trivia twice. Let's bone up. Remember, it's going to have a bit of a Yankee slant to it tonight.
Yeah.
We're giving away a Yankee card.
I think in Jeopardy, they give you like a handbook before you go on Jeopardy of possible topics and subjects that I wish we had like a general, you know what I mean? Like people could kind of know what the topic / subject could be so that they could learn a little bit more about it, but it's fine. These are good questions.
Yes. By the way, J Marble, that's a fantastic. Yeah. The Lourdes Gurriel purple hair card that's a great card if you're a Gurriel fan. And battery, I don't want to talk about sponges. Okay. I did that last week. Hopefully you guys all went on YouTube and looked up the urine sponge from Hotel Transylvania. It's an absolute top 10 animated movie moment of all time. And it's just sort of snuck in there. Absolutely fantastic.
Oh man.
Yep. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Weekly reminder.
Yeah. Cardboard Showcase mentions the Boba Fett as well.
Still cashing.
SFO Sox fan, just so you know, there's a slant to the Yankees, but it's not all good. It's some questions about the Yankees, not going as well. Don't worry. Speaking of SFO Sox fan, I love this Mookie Betts card. I think we talked about it before a couple months ago, but I believe this is the single best card in 2021 Topps Chrome because the rookie class isn't great outside of Scooble. The Mike Trout SSP stinks. Oof. This card has historical significance. Like we know what's happening. The Dodgers won the World Series. I love this card.
Who else has, besides Trout and Mookie, who else has an SSP Chrome in that set? Do you know?
They did Legends that year, so I think there's a Ted Williams and maybe a Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, you had two of these, don't you?
I do, but I don't know if either is going to gem. I have a 9 and 1 sitting at PSA that I'll get back, by the time I turn 60.
Yeah, seriously. It's crazy. But still, I know that Dodgers collectors love this still, and Mookie collectors love this. Like Bellinger collectors still look for this card, I know. And, Mookie collectors. So there's a lot of different people after this card.
There's 2 MVPs, a Rookie of the Year, and a whole bunch of World Series rings on this card.
Yeah.
And I will say that the main issue with it is centering, and this SFO Sox fan copy is it's probably the best centered one I've seen. I'm curious where he got it. I think there's only 3 PSA 10s.
But wow, really?
Yeah.
It is funny. It feels like with some cards that, like, for instance, this card in a PSA 10, it's like you could almost buy 5 cases of 2021 Topps Chrome for cheaper than you could probably buy this, like, actual PSA 10 of this card.
Yeah, you're not going to pull this card in those cases. No way.
Yeah. No way, but I mean, like, your odds of maybe finding it might be a little bit better than finding a PSA 10 copy of this card.
Yeah, for sure. So Curator Cardboard says, weekly reminder, smash the buy it now. Always. He's still chasing a gold mirror of the Texas Rangers team card, which is a fantastic card. It's like a wide shot of them with a trophy.
They did the Rangers really like.
But there's a follow-up comment to this from Mendoza's line. It's the gentleman who did hit the buy it now.
Oh, maybe did we just create a deal, hopefully?
I don't know. I think we just created animosity.
Yeah, potentially.
Yeah.
It was the same with the Diamondbacks in 24. They also had fantastic golden mirrors from the NLCS.
Yes, Evan Longoria jumping into the pool was fantastic. I love that card.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. We love that.
Ooh, SFO Sox fan found this in a Facebook group. In a Red Sox Facebook group? Interesting. But yeah, don't hesitate when you see stuff like that because you may never see it again. Matty H cards.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Corbin Carroll. What to me looks like an ice enema. That's not how you throw Gatorade on someone. That's not how it's done.
Yeah. No, this was another really cool one. Unfortunately, this is like part of the SSP Chrome SSP product that has super high pop. With obviously still an incredible card to own and like still super rare. But it's funny from 2021 we see that Mookie SSP Chrome to this Corbin Carroll where I think the pop is like probably around 60 to 70 of this Corbin Carroll where it's high. It's very high. Maybe 30 to 40, but it's a lot.
Jake, I don't know about that, buddy. That feels like too high a number to me.
Well, one of us has owned one. So
a PSA 10?
No, but one of us has owned a copy. But I think the pop is pretty high on this, if I'm not mistaken.
I could look it up. Can you pull it up on PSA real quick?
Yeah, I will.
I want to know.
All right.
Yeah, SFO Sox fan, ice enemas are the new cold plunges. What's weird is your mouth gets cold. I don't know why that is. It's a very strange. Our human bodies are strange. But a lot of hype around Corbin Carroll right now. Based on his second half, a lot of people thinking like, hey, that's who he'll be going forward. I don't know. The guy still can't throw. He still has, I mentioned on Spitball, and he's got like a Michael Rubin-esque throwing arm from right field, which is
that is the worst thing you can say about somebody.
Yeah, but he is fast as hell. I like this Arizona team this year. They're going to miss Christian Walker, but they have some nice additions. Corbin Burns was huge. Zach Gallen's in his walk year, so he's going to be extra motivated.
So I'm sorry. I'm mistaken a little bit. I was thinking of total pop. Total pop is 51.
Okay.
Total PSA 10 pop is 12, which is very low. PSA 9 pop is 25, 8, 10. There's 1 6 out there and 3 7s. Okay. So, but my whole point was the contrast between the 2021 Mookie and say this card, it's drastically grown. Still a very rare card.
Yes, it's a cool card, and it's there might be more copies floating around than you would expect, but the PSA 10 pop is tough because the centering in 2023 was trash, and they're also rife with surface issues. Like Jake purchased a raw at a show. One of the best negotiating jobs I've ever seen Jake do. He was like 7 beers in. He was as nonchalant and aloof as what you have to do when you want a card. And he walked away, and the guy was like, okay, you can have it. I think he bought this card for like $80.
Yeah, it was super cheap. Well, it was because also the guy hadn't purchased it for a price and was looking for another price. He had actually pulled it at the RIP night. The night that it was like the Wednesday or the VIP night where they do like whatever, that everybody gets chrome packs, and it had like a surface issue, whatever. I think I remember, right? Like it had,
a huge like, and it was off centered,
right. And the tag was like won't gem, and so like he didn't have any sort of financial investment in it, so that's why I think he was willing. I was like, all right, I'll give you like 65, and he was like, all right, done. So I think he was just like, all right, this is profit either way.
Nice, guys. I'm enjoying the tool conversation in the chat. And SFO Sox fan says we need a tool-based Blabbin theme. And BFG, if you're still with us, is that a theme that AI can work with? That would be awesome. Will ZJ, can you explain your hat?
Yeah, so this was it doesn't really make any sense. I explained this to Chris last weekend, but this is a Yankee spring training hat from 47, but it's got like Miami. So they're based in Tampa, but it's got like a Miami-based theme, which is odd. I just thought it looked really cool. This was like one of those Instagram ads that I got that it's just they get me. Sometimes I'm like, wow, this looks cool. My shirt is I'm from Syracuse, New York, so it's go orange. So none of these things are Miami related.
Yeah, it's okay. He showed up at my house with this hat. I had all sorts of questions. He also was
he continued to make fun of me for a little while, which is fine because I expect that.
Anyway, Shelly the Turtle, thank you for sharing the trivia link again. Guys, hit that. We'll do it in about 10 minutes. So this Nolan Ryan SSP today comes from Astros Cards, I want to say 86. And it's one of those captions that's really worth taking a minute to read because the game that Nolan Ryan is pitching here is pretty significant certainly for the Braves, but also for the Cubs in their history. And I think for anyone who loves baseball, the game he's in went to extra innings, and Greg Maddux made his major league debut in this game as a pinch runner.
Oh, I did see. I saw a clip of this recently,
which is extremely cool to read about.
82, 83. What year is this?
86, I believe. Okay.
Yes. And he had the Greg Maddux. He's like unrecognizable with that mustache.
Yes. Very creepy looking. And for someone who loves Greg Maddux, I'm comfortable saying he's very.
And I'm a guy that looks creepy with a mustache, so I know a thing or two.
But this is just a really cool card. I like the framing. We got Nolan Ryan like in the sun, and then the catcher and the batter are kind of shaded. Nice horizontal card, ripe for an auto. All Stadium Club cards would look great with autos.
Yeah. Like a thin pen auto, not like a huge ballpoint.
Yeah, Jay Marble, unrelated to this card, I apologize real quick. Jay Marble asking about chicken chunks, and no, unfortunately, it's either going to be grilled beef or I got some like chicken breast tenders. So we have to.
We use cornstarch on your beef cubes. It makes them crispy.
No,
you got it. Trust me. People who know use cornstarch. It makes them actually when you pan fry it. Anyways,
yeah. Timmy Two Hobbies. Yeah, the MLB Network Greg Maddux doc is fantastic. There are some great stories in there, both family friendly and not so family friendly. But there's some really, really good stuff in there. That's definitely worth watching if you have not checked it out. But
yeah, shout out to John, Syracuse 3-5 represent.
Oh, there you
go. Didn't know anybody else was from Syracuse actually, because it's such a desolate, cold, miserable place. Although Chris has spent his fair time in that area
in Rochester, and it wasn't any less cold and gray and desolate.
Yeah.
All right, so this card, Bobby Witt Jr. comes from KC Card Connection, who he pulled this, by the way, like last week. He said from a fat pack he bought at Walgreens or something.
That's insane.
Yeah,
and these are the things that keep us buying, like hopelessly, I guess, buying packs. When we see stuff like this, like videos of pulling cards like this was crazy. I was like, I watched this video and I was like, oh my God. Like, to me, that's a bigger hit than like an auto of his. You know what I mean? Like, because I know how much more rare it is.
Yes.
But this one, because I've actually owned this card, and it's a super cool card, and I sold it to actually buy a different card. So, but it is probably my favorite Bobby Witt card.
Yeah, this is a really cool card. I when I first saw the image, I was like, meh. But the more I look at it, the more I like it. You got the old KC logo in the background behind him on the wall, and like something about the powder blues. He's dirty because he just plays the game hard.
Wow, that's a lot of words.
Yeah, there's a lot on this. But yeah, this card is cool. And for KC Card Connection, man, this dude pulls. He either rips a lot more than we think he does, or he's got really good luck. But anyway,
some of us out there do. I have friends that just pull cards like all the time. It just seems that like it takes a monumental event for me to pull one.
SFO Sox fans, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
That is the quote. Yes. Well,
Quote of the night, and I'm sorry you might have to rewatch that one. Yeah, Thick Boy. I like this card. I don't know if this is the exact one you want to buy. Maybe you could hit up KC Card Connection, see if he'll sell you this particular copy. The centering on this one looks really good. I know it's the one issue with these Stadium Club cards on 2022 is a lot of top bottom centering issues.
The back edges are awful. That's the other thing too.
Anyone who posts the Simpsons reference, I will immediately share it.
Oh boy, we've got a friend from Utica here.
Well, not in Utica. No, it's more of an Albany expression.
Yeah.
All right, so it is 7:02. We got about 50 players signed up for trivia. We'll give it a few more minutes. Let's go 2 more cards, and then we'll run this through.
It's a cool card. It's a very cool card. You can win.
Yeah, you're playing for a Topps Black Juan Soto, numbered to 74. It's a card Jake is donating to the cause because it hurts too much.
Yep, it's that's what we do.
Yep.
Take all my Juan Sotos.
Oh, Jeter 35 has a shout out for you, Jake.
Oh yeah. I'm very happy you messaged me on Instagram. I blatantly made my eBay like profile picture and everything about it show my Instagram. So I wish people would. So I hope eBay is not watching this. But I'm glad you messaged me. Thank you for the smooth deal. Very easy. Glad you have one of those in your collection now. They're cool. I actually, whoa, that's a nice one. The 2017. But the gold, I don't know if you saw this, my friend, but there was a Topps Chrome Gold rookie PSA 9 that surfaced for $50 or $60. It's a card I would purchase if I were you.
Well. KC Card Connection just logged on. Yeah, buddy, we just talked about your Bobby Witt for a few minutes. Very, very cool card. This here comes from Simply Cards 2014. This Adam Jones, and it's 2017 SSP, and he's holding a broken phone. And what I love about cards like this, Jake, is a good story behind it. David Ortiz beat the absolute hell out of this phone with a bat after striking out in a game, and the Orioles gifted it to him during his retirement tour. They mounted it and gave it to him as a gift.
Incredible.
I love this. This might be my favorite Adam Jones card.
Oh, man. I mean, this might be Adam Jones' best card. That's amazing. I love that.
Adam Jones will forever live on in my mind and hopefully baseball fans for his catch against Machado in the World Baseball Classic, the year the Team USA finally won it. But this card is great. And if you're a Red Sox fan, I feel like you might need this one. There's a nice nod to David Ortiz here.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a similar theme to who's the team that gave Mariano Rivera the chair of broken bats?
Oh, I want to say the Tigers did that, but I'm not 100% sure.
There's some really great opportunities. I think somebody, who was it? I think it was the Athletics that gave Miguel Cabrera a bottle of wine, who's been notoriously sober for like 20 years or something like that. There's some really funny like retirement celebration images that could be taken advantage of from Topps that,
Yeah, they do they do a pretty good job of weeding out the ones they shouldn't. But come on, Oakland, that shows you all you need to know about. It was probably like a $10 bottle. It
was like a $90 bottle of like red wine that they took a photo with. You know what I mean? Like, it's just very funny to me.
Yeah. By the way, our Woogie, who is joining us, I think for the first time tonight, says he needs to get into the IG card game, and I totally recommend it. There's a really great Instagram baseball card community, always posting fun cards.
Yeah. This is how you learn things.
Right.
People message me that I've never talked to before that, I really enjoy speaking with and talking shop with. I mean, that's how Chris and I met 4 or 5 years or 4 years ago or so. A while ago. It's been a while now, but
it has been a while.
But it's a great community. We end up making a lot of close friends as a result of it.
Just be aware you may end up becoming friends with someone like Jake. So, it's not
who might educate you, make you a stronger, smarter person.
BFG says he thinks Miggy Cabrera got a surfboard too. I mean, does Miguel Cabrera look like someone who surfs? I mean, think about. Oh wow,
there were a couple of really and then John Sterling got like a. So John Sterling is the famous New York Yankees radio play-by-play announcer, but they gave him like a 90-inch TV that they pulled out of the dugout when he finally announced his retirement last year. Just another really funny retirement like gift that you would present to some. I don't know, just funny stuff.
Okay. All right. Last card before trivia. We got this from Canadian to the Hobby, fan of the show, and he's going through some stuff right now up north, trying to get some wax, which might become more difficult. But he posted this really cool Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Second-year Gold Cup SSP, and he's part of that close-up SSP run from 2020. I love this card. I was looking at it pretty closely. There are 4 Blue Jays logos on this card.
Wow.
Whether on purpose or by accident, there's a lot of blue. I hate to say it, Jake, but it's just a really good-looking card.
We never hate to say that. No, it is. It's a fantastic part of just that set in general too. This card is like super undervalued in my opinion.
I looked it up. The PSA 10 pop is 12. That might be the number of the night. It's really low.
Yeah, super low. And just given the theme of that SSP 2020 SSP set, like I think that's it's an incredible card to collect. Just a fantastic looking card.
Yeah, Tatis has one too with the gold cup on it. And now sometimes they don't keep the gold cups on the variations.
Yeah,
and it hurts the card. But this one looks great. All right, I got 7:08 on my clock here, Jake.
Okay.
Which, to be fair,
so this is trivia time is bathroom break for me.
Yeah, I'll read the quote without Jeff here. You're gonna have to deal with my annoying voice for another 10 minutes or so. I apologize. Jeff's voice is very soothing. Jake, do you remember to mute your microphone, or else you're gonna naked gun this, and we'll just hear you peeing in the background?
No.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Cardboard Showcase says his favorite SSP set of all time. Right there with you. All right, I got 7:09. At 7:10, I'm going to click go. It'll count down 10 seconds, then trivia is going to start. Now, I think I have this all set up properly. We got a whole bunch of people in here. I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm sure this is right. Yes. Again, this is going to be a little bit of a Yankee slant, but not too much. And not all pro Yankee stuff too. So buy a hat and hold on to it. All right, we're at 7:09. I think we got a lot of people in trivia. One more person joins and I hit play. But yeah, once again, you are playing for a Topps Black Juan Soto. This is actually probably value-wise, one of the best cards we've given away. So hopefully we got a new member of the 700 Club tonight. And Shelly, I love you, buddy, but I really hope somebody takes you down. Okay. Here we go. All right. The countdown will begin in, well, gosh, as soon as I find the button to click. All right. Here we go. Everyone ready? Here we go. If you're playing along at home and after the fact, I will read the questions with us. Uh-oh. There we go. Question 1. Who is the Yankees' all-time leader in hits? Is it Gehrig, Jeter, Berra, or Bucky Dent? Yeah, I'm sorry. I know some guys, it's tough to process these quickly. The correct answer with 54% of you answering correctly is Derek Jeter. Oh, we got 88 points as your first round leader. That's pretty impressive. Went fast. Here we go. Question 2. What card number is the 1989 Upper Deck Ken Griffey Jr. rookie? Is it number 1, number 10, number 100, or number 500? Jake told me no one under 30 would get this right. I strongly disagree. The correct answer is, of course, number 1. 68% of you got that one right. It's one of the most famous card number 1s out there. All right. Question 3. What team did the Yankees beat to win their last World Series in 2009? The Braves, the Giants, the Phillies, or the Dodgers? Give you a hint, I wouldn't have asked this question if
I wasn't here tonight.
All right, the correct answer is, of course, the Phillies. Good job. 59% of you guys got that one right. Oh, that what, 6-game series? Is that right, Jake? Hideki Matsui was your MVP?
Yes.
All right, question 4. What year are Vlad Guerrero Jr.'s first Bowman Chrome autos? Is it 2016, 2017, 2018, or 2019? We may have done this question before, but hey, that's fine. Make it a little easier for you guys. The correct answer is 2016. 57% of you guys got that one right. I do see some people in the comments saying, Jake, you might be right about the Griffey.
It was
card
tough.
number 1, famously card number 1, first card.
I get it was the most
why they
popular.
can't gem.
It's kind of like a thing where you see it's like a too easy of a question.
Tell me later. Question 5. What 2018 set is this Kershaw SSP from? Topps Update, Topps Chrome, Topps Opening Day, or Stadium Club? The image is one of his kids throwing the first pitch to him. Very famous card, very difficult to find.
12 kids.
Yeah. Ooh. I know, man. Opening Day always gets people. This did indeed come from Stadium Club. Only 35% of you got that one right. I wish that had autos, but all right. Dirty Bird is out to a small lead. Question 6. What is Derek Jeter celebrating on his 2012 Topps SP? Is it a walk-off hit? He finally made a play to his left, his 3,000th career hit, or a surprisingly clean STD test? All right. 82% of you guys got this one right. Good work. He is celebrating his 3,000th career hit. It's a very cool card. Lots of Hall of Famers on that one.
Nobody said a clean STD test.
No one did. I appreciate that. People are trying to win. They want that Soto card.
I know.
All right. Dirty Bird's got a pretty good. Okay. Salvador Perez is holding what creature on his 2017 Topps Opening Day SSP? He's got it one of those plastic things. Is it A, Rally Frog, B, Rally Mantis, C, Rally Spider, or D, Rally Turtle? And the big hint, which I knew would be here tonight, is his name is in the chat. So good job. 55% of you got it right. The answer is a Rally Mantis, which helped carry the Royals to some playoff success, I believe.
Baseball card is taking the lead.
Huge jump right there.
Woo.
All right. Which Yankee legend never hit 60 home runs in a season? Aaron Judge, Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, or Babe Ruth? 3 of those guys hit 60 home runs. One of them didn't. 64% of you got it correct. The answer is Mickey Mantle. Never hit 60 home runs in a season. Might have if he'd stayed healthy that one year.
Clean
cards.
Whoa.
Woo. All right, buddy. Hang in there. Hang in there. Take a deep breath. All right. Whose actual 2006 Topps card is this? This is a real card. Is it A, Eric Hosmer, B, Alex Gordon, C, George Brett, or D, Zach Greinke? If you're listening in 2006, Topps made a card of a young player they didn't have the rights to, and they had to cut him out of the card.
I did not get this question right.
68% of you got it right. It's Alex Gordon, very famous card. If Alex Gordon had been a Hall of Famer, Jake, those variations would be incredible.
Oh my God.
All right. Question 10. Who had the walk-off hit to beat Mariano Rivera and the Yankees in Game 7 of the 2001 World Series? Tony Womack, Luis Gonzalez, Craig Counsell, or Matt Williams? Everyone should have seen the highlight a million times.
One of the few lowlights of Mariano Rivera.
64% of you got it correct. It was Luis Gonzalez over the drawn-in infield that Tim McCarver had just said the Yankees should not do. All right, here we go. Third place. What do we got? JD Cards was 624. That's not bad. You beat the hell out of Jake's score.
Yeah.
He took this earlier and embarrassed himself a little bit. ADR Collects was 635. And in first place,
we got to have.
Tell me he hung on. Clean Cards 5 finally enters the winner's circle.
Comeback of a lifetime.
There we go. That was exciting. That came out of nowhere.
Left field for sure. Wow.
And we get the important thing is a lot of people took Turtle down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did Shelly the Turtle even compete? What place?
He was in it until the Griffey question, I think, just shattered his confidence, Jake.
I'll take beating Jake. Yeah, anybody. That's not difficult to do. Take beating me.
Baseball card Brett says ultimate choke job after you grab first place. What happened, buddy? Yeah, you leapfrogged in there. You had momentum going.
It's the timed thing. Kills you every time.
It does. You start to panic, right?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, good job, everybody. Congrats, Clean Cards. Congratulations. You got a Soto Black coming your way. That was pretty exciting. I like seeing leap changes there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun leaderboard. Glad there was also a lot of participants.
Yes.
That was my favorite part.
I really enjoy seeing guys sort of criticize themselves. I'm seeing comments like Los Bravos says he faded in the backstretch. A couple guys like said they choked. Baseball card Brett, the 60 homer question shook him. I mean, forget how good Roger Maris was for 2 years in a row.
Yeah, and it's like also if you've seen the movie 61, right? Like it's like an HBO movie that Billy Crystal directed. It's very famous.
Yeah,
that Mickey Mantle never, So that's like I think that's a big reason as to why. But credit to Chris for creating these questions too, because these were all very good Yankee questions that I probably wouldn't have been able to come up with. He did a great job putting this together.
Thick boy, reading is tough. Reading is tough. There's no. But yeah, Thomas Jane I think plays Mickey Mantle. That was back before Thomas Jane, not unlike Mickey Mantle. Kind of hit the bottle. Looks like a little bit. It really.
Barry Pepper as Roger Maris was great.
Yeah.
Looks just like him. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. 61 was a great movie. Oh, Tanner says he missed the Kershaw question. Thought he was done for, but rallied hard. See, that's important, guys. Don't give up here.
Yeah.
A couple. All right.
Tanner, how did you miss the opening day? What was it? What did you? I want to know what Tanner thought that card. What set that card was from? Because Acuna's 2018 is from that set, right? And so, as a Braves fan, I know that he should know that set.
I do want to just take a moment to, unrelated to cards, but address Thomas Jane's filmography. And I really wish Jeff were here so we could get into this because you're not going to know who this guy is, Jake. Thomas Jane was indeed the best Punisher. That movie was his version of the movie with Travolta was completely insane. And it very watchable. If you want to see, that like paper cutter, that big metal paper cutter. I mean, he jams that into someone's head. Nice. That movie's nuts. He's also perfectly charming in oh damn it, The Sweetest Thing.
The rookie. No. What he plays? No, sorry. No. I'm thinking of Robert Redford, not Thomas Jane. It looks similar. What is he?
Dynamite comment.
What has he been in like anything recently?
He has not been in a lot recently because I think things have not gone well for Thomas Jane in his personal life. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, he's a kind of an underrated actor. He's obviously known for being in The Mist, which interesting movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and of course, Deep Blue Sea. Let's not forget Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah. Obviously, you guys have noticed that Chris's background is all famous kind of movie posters and different stills from the movies. that he loves, which is a super cool background. Actually, kind of something I'm trying to like navigate through is getting into. It's
it's tough. You have
regional
to
movie
decide,
posters, because there is a actually unique subset of collectors out there for that.
Oh yeah. So I'm seeing Thomas Jane people mentioning the TV show Hung that he was in, where he played a gigolo. That was a pretty funny show.
That's what I know him from.
M. Parsons, The Sweetest Thing is great. Oh, Christina Applegate crushes it in that movie.
Love that movie. Cameron Diaz, great, fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, and The Expanse that he's in, I guess a little bit. Sports guy Corey mentions Deep Blue Sea.
I mean, he was like Channing Tatum before Channing Tatum. He was kind of like the heartthrob a little bit, you know.
He was, and yes, thank you, Adaldus. Thomas Jane is. I'm going to pull the comment back because if you haven't seen Boogie Nights, you guys really should go see Boogie Nights. It's a fantastic movie. Thomas Jane is in it, and there's a scene with him and Alfred Molina, who is Doc Ock from the Spider-Man movies. That is one of the most tense. The scene just like you will just be on edge for like 8 minutes. Anyway, really great movie.
You'll be on edge.
Also, someone is hung in that movie as well, in a good way.
Yeah, fake hung.
Okay. All right. Let me just go ahead and get the scores off the scrin because I think some people are maybe getting a little bit sad at what they're seing.
Yeah,
we got a couple more cool SSPs to look at, Jake.
For sure. I did bring a couple of binders out.
Oh, okay.
I brought my Aaron Judge binder. It's a little sporadic right now. Oh, yes. Let's continue to talk about.
Yes, Sister Christian and Jesse's Girl. Yeah. Woo. Okay. Yeah. I gotta stop thinking about that scene because it's starting to get me antsy. The only movie that reminds me of the tension of that, if you ever seen Wind River with Jeremy Renner and Elizabeth Olsen, it's like an hour and a half of that. I'm just in a knot by the end of that movie. I'm so tense. Anyway, neither here nor there. Anyways. All right. Cardboard Showcase posts easily the best two SSPs out of 2022 update. Yeah. The Julio rookie and the Bobby Witt rookie.
Albert Pujols is up there in terms of best update SSPs from that set.
I think. Oh man, I might have that one queued up. I'm not sure. I'll grab it just so people can see it. But tell us of these two cards, Jake. You had to pick one of these two cards to buy. Which one would it be?
It has to be Julio Rodriguez. So I've owned both. Another case of me having owned a lot of cards and sold a lot of cards. But I love with Ichiro, like that was like actually one of my first very big purchases was that Julio SSP, just because like how iconic the first pitch, Ichiro throwing to Julio was just such a cool moment. And Topps did a great job capturing it. And also just like the centering on that card in particular was really tough that year. And I know that Pops are always high in update, but that card in itself was just a tough gem.
Yeah, they both, the Julio especially seemed to be right to left, constantly.
Always. Yep. And so I owned one of those. I loved it, and I was reluctant to give it away. Again, I try and sell things to buy things, as we all do in this hobby. And so unfortunate to let that. Maybe one day in the future when I'm ultra wealthy, I can own it again.
This was a good off season to buy some Julio cards. He has ticked back up as we get into spring training, but over the winter, a lot of people were giving up on Julio. Yeah, but I like this. The Bobby Witt card grew on me. I didn't really love it at first, but when you kind of, it's kind of similar to the Aaron Judge bat under the arm. Like he's walking out with DP. He's got that Royals emblazoned across the chest.
So perfect. It's a great SSP. It's a great rookie SSP.
Yes, I like it a lot. The more I look at it, the more I like it.
Yeah, I think it's going to go down as an iconic card. Iconic image. I think same with Julio. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we know thus far who's had kind of a better 3 years of their career. It's Bobby Witt, I'd say.
It's close though. Julio's first two were better, but Witt's third was so much better.
Yeah. So I mean, granted, obviously, exactly like you said, it's a great time to own both, I think.
Yeah, I mean, these are two cards. Yeah, I would
be happy. As soon as you give a guy his own set, he's bound to fail. They gave Julio that set back in 2022.
I don't remember him getting his own. Did he have his own set?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I totally missed it.
It was like another one of those things where they just gave him his own, like, All
right. Well, they better not have ruined Ohtani by doing that. By the way, of course, KC Card Connection, it was pulling Julio out of 2022 update like it was his job, which I guess maybe it was. Of course, he pulled both. Has pulled the
that's
SSP
crazy.
as well.
Jeez Louise, you have to rip so much wax to pull those.
Yeah. BFG wants to know if you broke up. You had this set. Did you break this setup?
Yeah. So I did. I finished this set, Series 1, Series 2, and Update. I completed it. And then I've taken it's been a roller coaster of a journey through my collecting in terms of what I want to focus on. And obviously, I think my name says it all that I love variations. I love SSPs. But ultimately, like, I wanted to consolidate in terms of focusing on players. I stopped buying SSPs of players I was rooting against. That was a big thing for me because I always want Aaron Judge to win the MVP. I always want Garrett Cole to win the Cy Young. I always want Austin Wells to win Rookie of the Year. So I basically have gone through some revelations of my collecting in the last few years. So I own mostly just Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, and Yankee cards now, and I've pieced off and sold a lot of the non-Yankee and non-Aaron Judge. And I also have to credit Chris in terms of helping me, kind of trying to hone in my focus because I was buying a lot of different players that I didn't really care about.
Yeah,
just to buy them and just to. I was Wander that got his own. I thought it was Julio that got his own set.
I mean, it could have been both. I don't know, but people are now concerned that Topps may have jinxed Ohtani, but I don't think so. They've been making Ohtani sets for a while. I'm not overly concerned about that.
Maximum Free Cards. I was actually just going through your page yesterday because I bought a Max. I watched Max Fried pitch his first spring training outing, and I was like, literally jaw drop. It was just incredible to watch. As a Braves fan, I'm sorry to tell you, but I'm all in. So I bought a big Max Fried card, and
well, that's news to me. I look forward to seeing that.
I haven't told. It's been like a day, so I haven't even told anybody. But I'm super excited to have that card. And then basically, I went down the Max Fried rabbit hole. So
all right,
I've been trying to go down the Max Fried rabbit hole. In fact, one of these cards up here is from Maximum Fried Cards.
Oh wow,
it was one of his duplicates. Anyway,
Jake, ATL Jeff Black has a question for you.
If you are getting rid of non-Yankee cards, I'm on the waiting Freeman. Okay, so 2018 that's a set I'm never going to. It's my favorite set of all time. 2018 is like it's my. What is that face, Chris?
No, I was reading a comment there. No, I'm not looking at you at all.
Okay. So 2018 is my favorite set of all time. Obviously, you guys have seen, if you follow me, you know that I put together the entire SSP set. I think it's really the first great example of Topps sticking with a consistent theme and variations. I love the design of the set. I love the players in the set. I love everything about it. And
see what Kevin Morales has to say about your Fried acquisition.
Chris Price, Max, Jake Vice. Let's hope. I mean, can we all just hope for that? We wish. That's every time Chris bought an Aaron Judge card, I had to buy one to offset it. That's how it goes. I mean, so
I totally did that, by the way. I bought a Aaron Judge from you, and he didn't homer for like 18 games.
Yes, the longest homerless streak of all time. I mean, I'm thankful it wasn't an injury, but it might as well have been, right?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Los Bravos is right. We will love Max. We always will. It doesn't matter what he does. That Game 6 start in Houston after he has legs trampled on, stomped on. How many words did I combine right there?
Yeah.
Always will be.
It was just awesome to watch. I've never really watched, besides him dicing up the Yankees last year, I've never really watched a true start. And watching me even spring trading pitch for 3 innings was just like,
you awesome. Did watch, well, I wouldn't say a true start, but you were with me on opening day last year when he threw 2/3 of an inning.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. But he was out of that inning. That was one of the most egregious umpire blown calls all season, but that's neither here nor there. JD cards, I'm with you. I think Cole Reagan's, he would be when we do our preview show, he is also my pick for AL Cy Young. Yeah. As good as he was last year, he's going to be slightly better.
Those KC guys are insane.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, we have 5 more cards to get to. Okay, John Fry, and then we're going to hear Jake's PSA story. Okay, we'll try to, because I know Jake wants to talk about this card, which I really like actually, and I know he won't. This comes from Yankee Doodle Dandy Cards.
Good friend of mine in the hobby.
Of course. 2023 Garrett Cole Golden Mirror SSP. Jake, tell us why you love this card.
All right. So previously I said there are cards that I need to own for my runs but I don't want to own. This is one of them. Okay. This is a playoff berth. Actually, it's an ALCS berth photo, right? So they won the ALDS against the Cleveland Guardians in 2022. And anybody that I talk to frequently knows that I really, really dislike cards of celebrating. Like, you can celebrate pennant win and you can celebrate a World Series win, but when Topps puts any other celebration card, it bothers me. I'm of the mindset that job's not done, job's not finished. Is Kobe Bryant. This is a very famous Kobe Bryant quote, right? He's like game 4 of the NBA finals. And they're like, are you, kind of excited to probably win the finals? Because job's not finished. So Topps, take notes. Anyways, I have this card as well. Super low pop. Again, we were speaking about golden mirrors, and this is the first year of the golden mirror, the 2023. This card is a pop 5. That's crazy. It's been 3 years. It's a Garrett Cole SSP. I mean, you would just expect for a card, Yankee collector, me anyway, like to have a lot of them. It just doesn't make any sense that it's such low pop, and that's kind of gives reason to its low print run. So if you haven't followed Yankee Doodle cards, Yankee Doodle Dandy cards, he's got an insane collection of Judge, Garrett Cole, and also Mariano. He's put together the entire Moose Black parallel run. He's got crazy black parallel runs. Give him a follow. He's got good stuff if you're a Yankee fan.
Yeah, there's something really cool about those early Topps black parallels too.
It's
like
insane.
03, 04, 05, 06. You don't see them.
Yeah,
they're very cool when they pop up.
And he finds these early Jeters. It's pretty sweet.
Now, counterpoint to Jake, I understand job not done, but for teams that don't win if you win the World Series, then your card should be celebrating the World Series. But it's a long season. Counting spring training, these guys are playing this is like month 7 that they're playing baseball. To get out of the first round, to make the playoffs is exciting. To win a playoff matchup is great. I like these celebration shots. The Matt Olson card, he's in a 2025 SSP. He's celebrating with a bottle of champagne. What the Braves went through last year, I mean, great. They were able to get to San Diego and get whooped twice by the Padres. But I think he was just celebrating surviving.
Yeah,
it doesn't bother me.
It'll always be a point of controversy.
It gives us something to argue about.
Yeah, always, which is fine. Which is I love people, clean cards especially. Clean cards and Ben Orr love to give me crap about hating on these celebration cards that are ALCS pennant or World Series.
All right, I'm going to go through the next couple pretty quick here. This is Jaron Duran's 2023 Golden Mirror from J1 Collects.
Nice.
And I just want to say what I like about it is that Topps has done a really good job since they went Golden Mirror. They kept the Gold Cup and they keep the future stars on here.
Yeah.
So I like this card. Looks like he's waiting for his chance to hit in a cage, which means it's probably April in Boston, so it's 22 degrees and raining. But
I am happy that Topps decided to go with the colorful future stars in 24 and 25. They kind of have gone in and out in terms of just the I guess the creativity of the future stars design. In 2014, 2015, they were really cool. 2017, 2016, they were a little bit, so it's always fun to see what they're going to do with that design.
Yeah, agreed. All right, I'm going to, again, try to move relatively quick here because we got to. This one comes from Three Guys Cards.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of opening day today, Jake. One thing we didn't see a ton of were the Heritage throwbacks.
Yeah.
But this one from Three Guys Cards is awesome.
Yeah, you're not going to see a ton of them because a ton of them don't exist because it's so rare. Especially in a gem like this is insane.
Yeah.
These cards, I mean, speaking of Julio, would you rather have his rookie SSP in a 10, or this card is Gold Cup Heritage Throwback in a 10.
Yeah, this card's cooler.
If I'm going personally just on personal preference and not financial incentive, I'm taking this card all day.
Yeah, this card is really cool. It's just fewer people know about them, but the ones that do, they know how cool it is. And the one thing I will say is I wish they had I don't know why they went with the little rookie cup. instead of the big Heritage, the normal oversized Heritage one. But
yeah, the old 70s Heritage Rookie Cup. Yeah.
I like to show cards that belong to this account, 3 guys cards, because it gives me an excuse to click right here, and we can all just take a second to look at his Shimmer Otani auto from 2020 Stadium Club Chrome. These are numbered to 5, Jake, but this is the only copy of this card that's ever publicly surfaced.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, we were talking about this earlier. It was just like, holy crap. Because I was looking at this Julio card, and then all of a sudden I saw that one out of the corner of my eye, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh, yeah. It definitely, it moves when you see it.
Yeah.
All right. Really next up, Card Collector LA. I think Kevin might still be with us. I love this Teoscar Hernandez Gold Mirror SSP. Look at those giant boxing gloves. It might be hard to see on my computer, but yeah, he's got oversized boxing gloves on.
It's a perfect SSP image for me. And also, like, this is going to be a hot take that Chris doesn't particularly like, but I like the all white borders for these. I wish, in fact, that the Golden Mirrors were all white borders in general. Like, I know that they randomly did Series 2 all white borders, but for some reason, the standout. I like the all white borders. Makes for an easier less condition sensitive. I know Chris doesn't agree with me on this, but I do like the all white borders in Series 2.
No, I have no interest in making cards in Topps producing cards specifically to make them easier to gem. That doesn't interest me at all. I don't care. I don't know why these have to look different than Series 1 and Update. I think it's dumb. Fair. Keep it the same. Keep everything the same.
Totally. But I would like if they were all white borders in Series 1 as well. Like, and it's not even about gemming them. It's just in terms of
I don't want to change the card design. Once you start changing the card design, Jake, then it's a parallel.
Sure.
Anyway, I do see some cool people talking about their favorite Future Star cards. That 87 Bo Jackson is awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely. John, there is no Julio on that particular, no auto on that particular Julio. And also, John, yeah, that Shohei image is absurd.
Okay. Maybe I just like it more because there are a lot of really good Yankee rookies in that Series 2.
Well, there's Yankee rookies. I can't say if they're any good. Okay, Thick Boy. Sorry. Next up, I thought this was Thick Boy, but it's Thick BDI Sports? No, Thick Boy. Oh, there's something on my screen. Yeah. So a couple people posted 2025, so I just wanted to show a couple of my favorites that I saw. This Ellie De La Cruz, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
And I like the Future Stars has some rainbow foil.
That's what I mean. Exactly what I was kind of talking about before is like the color that they added to it, the cursiveness to it. It's a beautiful card. Love the basketball jersey. It was probably Joey Votto, even though he doesn't even play for the Reds anymore. Leave it up to an MLB team to give a basketball jersey giveaway for a guy who doesn't play for the team anymore, Yeah,
well, it sounds like something that would happen. Anyway, I love this. I love the Future Stars. Cool horizontal card. I like this one a lot. There's sometimes it's hard to really explain, Jake, why sometimes we like an SSP that isn't, gameplay.
Right.
But sometimes we just do. This one looks good. The basketball jersey, the hat, the just general enjoyment of the game is cool to see.
I really think that's like what is most important about collecting, right? It's like we see cards that naturally appeal to us and that we really enjoy and love, and some others may not. And I think that's like kind of one of the things that I try and emphasize is that I think that's the importance of collecting what you like.
Yep.
And like some of the cards that I may like, you don't like. I like white borders on those Series 2s. You don't like.
No.
But again, at the end of the day, it's like we collect what we like.
That's right. I see some interesting stuff in the comments I want to. OC Sales Online says the West Coast Card Show just announced their show date for this year, and it's earlier. It's in July this year.
It's going to be middle of the season, so that'll be interesting for baseball cards.
That's dead middle of the season. I feel like that's right around
Anaheim too. We might be able to catch.
Is that before the National, or is it just after the National? I'm not sure.
I wonder if they're like strategically.
Yeah, I don't know. Andrew Anderson has a very interesting point here that I wanted to address. Why didn't Ellie De La Cruz get a Gold Cup here? And that's a hell of a great question, because they gave it to Mason Wynn, who may have had a higher WAR because his defense is great, and Ellie De La Cruz's defense was not great last year.
Yeah, it was awful, right? I think that's about their best position, like positionally, who is better, right? It's like Austin Wells offensively may not have been as good as whoever the kid on the Boston Red Sox was, but like defensively, I think he was.
Okay. I've already been, you know what? It's late in the night and I don't see so good. But that was the 2026 date, not the 2025 date. So thank you, OC Sales Online. I appreciate that. I thought it was in August for this year, but okay. So now that was next year. Ignore everything that I said. So yeah, for whatever reason, Mason Wynn gets the Gold Cup. Ellie De La Cruz got the Future Stars. We could look at their WAR, and I bet that might answer the question.
Who has a Future Stars Gold Cup this year? Is it Paul Skeens, right?
Does he have both?
I think he has both.
I don't know.
He must, right?
I know Judge, and I think Bellinger got him in 2018. They might have had both, but they don't do that very often.
I think at least one of them has it this year, I think.
Wait, Floyd fan is asking, was he a Gold Cup rookie last year? I don't think so.
No, he was a rookie. Did they give it to him an update? I don't know. I don't even know.
I don't think so.
We're getting old.
I don't think so. But I also don't feel like we're looking at now, damn it, we have to go back and look.
Figure it
out. I really
out.
don't think. Hold on, 2024 tops Ellie. Oops. Oh well, what's that going to give me? Oh, Ellie. Boom. All right, just show me a base card. Yeah, the one time I'm looking for an Ellie De La Cruz base card, I'm not going to be able to find one. I don't think he did not have a Gold Cup last year. So for whatever reason, they like Mason Wynn more than him. I guess if someone wants to look up their WAR, I would love to know whose was higher. But
that's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Next up, 2025 Colorado cards. Really? Former trivia champion posted this pretty cool Brenton Doyle, Gatorade bath. Hell of a shutter speed to capture the water particles. This card just looks great.
Yeah. I think speaking of like pair cards, I think that if somebody were to put together like a Gatorade bath run of cards.
The SSPs.
Yeah, just like variations of like both hair cards and Gatorade shower cards would be incredible.
Yes, because you can start with the Soto and work your way up.
Yeah.
All right. Last 2025 I want to mention here. We've talked about the Kershaw and the Freeman SSPs, but
no. This one's
sorry, Jake. Look away for a minute. This comes from RV Baseball Cards, and it's obviously right after Buehler struck out Alex Verdugo. But this is it looks like a Walker Buehler card, but it's a Will Smith card.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really care who they give it to. As a Dodger fan, I feel like you don't, but any Dodger fan does need a copy of this card. It's similar to the Freeman catching the last out Ultra SSP.
Yeah, I think every Dodger fan I've talked to thinks this is like the best card of the set, which I understand. It is an unfortunate card for me to look at because I know the exact slider that Verdugo struck out on, and it's just upsetting every time I see it.
It is. So I apologize for making you look at it, but I think this is a very cool gold mirror. Whoever they give it to, honestly, I think Buehler is in. I guess if he's in Series 2, they might be as a Red Sox.
It would have been a great checklist card too.
Yeah, yeah. Although their team card is pretty badass, but this would be a really fun if they just use the exact same image and then give it to Buehler in Series 2. I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, last card before we talk about your PSA sub belongs to Baseball Card Fiend, and it was my second favorite card that I saw today, and it's of course the opening day Acuna Dugout Peaks with Acuna and Blooper. We get the Gold Cup. We get everything. There's nothing about this I don't love.
Yeah, I think of you when I see this card for sure.
Oh, there you go. So if anyone has the jumbo box topper of this, please hit me up.
Is there an auto box topper or no?
No.
Okay.
No, I would absolutely love to. I would love to have one of those.
Yeah, this one goes hand in hand, I think, with is it 2020 that you have now?
Yes.
I think you need both.
A Plumberman says Norm Macdonald is smiling in heaven. Look, I assume he's referring to the Will Smith card because he knows the pain that Jake is in. Fantastic comment, Plumberman. I love it.
Yeah, wow. Deep cut. Yep. Fair enough. But back to this card in particular, we're not talking about the Dodgers. We love this card. We love Blooper. Blooper does great on every card that he's in.
He sure does.
He's very photogenic. I'm very, very, I guess, I love dugout cards for some reason. I love candid dugout images. I think that's kind of what the foundation, a little bit of an image variation, is always the candid shot of a dugout.
Yeah.
And then when you include blooper, who's maybe the most famous mascot in baseball.
Outside of the Fanatic.
Close. I think it would be close. I do.
No, Fanatic's been around for longer. And
I
even as a Braves fan, I can tell you.
I think Mr. Red has also been around similarly as long.
Mr. Met's been around for a long time too.
Yes, exactly. And Yankee Doodle Dandy or Yankee whatever was the OG Yankee mascot in the 70s.
Yeah, but he lasted like 3 years because he's terrible.
Fair. But what I'm saying is like most notable. How dare you, Megan? You
can't. You just besmirched the Philly Fanatic, and that's tough to do, Jay. You don't want to do that.
They look very similar. One of them has a big nose. The other is like has no nose. One of them has big ears. The other one has big nose. Right? Isn't it? It's like very close. They look very similar.
Yeah, I think I hate to say it as a Braves fan, you could make the argument Blooper is kind of a ripoff of the Fanatic, and that's But I think all mascots, because of their attitude, what they do, they're probably ripping off the Fanatic on some way because he's great. Floyd fan, Tennessee. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Cooper is the Philly Fanatic's nephew. Okay, fair. I mean,
there you go. I could see that.
Yeah.
Now I really want to see. I'd like to see more of Mrs. Fanatic and to see how this all shakes out. But
Mrs. Red.
Yeah.
It's funny if you've ever opened 2018 opening day, or actually, in fact, any opening day product, you really learn that a lot of teams have a lot of mascots that you had no idea of. A great educating aspect of the product.
Yeah, there's I think the Astros have like an alien or a dinosaur. I'm not sure. Orbit, whatever the hell he is.
Have what's his name? The Astros have
his name is Orbit, but I'm not sure what he is.
But there's also like a counterpart. There's many actual different mascots for each of these teams. And opening day has all of those cards of those. And I've had friends that actually try to put together the entire mascot set, which is super cool. And it's a cheap way to have fun in the hobby.
There's been some great Mr. Met stuff. He was in, and don't forget Wally, the green monster up in Fenway.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're an Astros fan, I think 2024, Yordan Alvarez's SSP is him high-fiving whatever that Astro mascot is. And it's a really cool card.
I love that card. 2024 Yordan SSP is great.
Yeah, I think it's maybe it's in series 2 because you never see it.
I think it's he just his face looks a little weird in it. That's all. Jordan's face.
Yeah, of course. Well, the strike swinging parallel. Funny idea.
He's got a .000 OPS.
Okay. All right. So let's take a few minutes here while we're wrapping up. Jake, tell us about your recent PSA experience because a lot of us are sitting in the
obviously. We all love submitting cards to PSA. We all know that they recently came out with their grading standards update and the centering updates, but it seems to be a little harsh. And maybe this is for the better because I've conversed with friends about this in terms of what it means for the hobby, having less gems out there. And so I just want to go through kind of my gem rate and basically what I expected versus what I got. I submitted 77 cards. Okay, this is a big sub. It's a subset that I was putting together. And I'd been putting together this sub for probably a year. Okay, so 77 cards. I got 30 PSA 10s. That's a 39% gem rate.
That is absolutely brutal because, guys, like Jake isn't just casually submitting. Like he's doing this to get a PSA 10 set.
Yes. So I left off. I probably did not submit 20 to 30 cards from this exact submission because I just didn't think they would gem. So I got 30 PSA 10s. That's 39%. I got 31 PSA 9s. It's a 40% 9 rate. I got 14 PSA 8s, 19%. I got 1 PSA 7 and 1 PSA 5. And this is just not something I was ever expecting. But I knew that after the first 5 cards, it was going to be like this.
It's so brutal.
It's been interesting because I know Chris and Jeff and also myself have a couple of subs at PSA right now, and it's scary. It's scary, like doing that reveal, and like I'm looking forward to your guys' next reveal. The roller coaster of emotions, I know, is going to be crazy.
Well, I'm glad someone is because I'm flat out terrified.
I'm terrified. Yeah, I'm terrified for you. But it was just not something I was expecting, and like. But this also is a great thinking point in terms of what it means for 9s and what it means for the correction of prices for a 9. Because I think for a long time, people have been pricing 9s the same value or less than a raw copy of that particular card. So I think it's important that maybe we start reevaluating nines and the how much we pay for nines and how much we consider the price of a nine, because nines are fine, right? Like that's kind of a motto I've always abided by. Obviously, I like to put sets together in tens. It's always important to me, but so it'll be interesting to see if PSA sticks with this or if there's kind of an outcry, because I know that a lot of outlets have been kind of publishing things about how difficult grades have been and so
something. Yeah, I'm a little concerned about what we're seeing out of PSA lately. Something definitely happened around November, December.
Yeah,
I know Jeff Wilson did an interview with Nat Turner, and Nat said there was just an influx of like football and basketball sets got released at the same time, so they just got mashed. Which I mean, I get, but there's still like it's like the middle of last year in the summer, we would submit for bulk, and it was back within 5 weeks. Like the turnaround was quick, things getting checked in fast. We dropped off. We dropped off subs at the Burbank show, which was February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And our subs have not checked in yet.
Yeah. All of ours.
Almost 3 weeks. That's outrageous. Like
you're given 30 days for supposedly, I mean, I keep going on the PSA website, but this says send in the sub by this date. And like we handed that to PSA and it still says that we need to get these cards to them by this date, which is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have proof that they got them, but they just the whole grading process is yet to start. And that's just, it's crazy. And a lot of people I've heard, I would say 80% of the people I've spoken to in the last month have gotten their subs back, and they're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Like at lower gem rates than they've ever gotten before. It's people that have sub. They know what to do. They know how to prep cards. They know what to expect.
Right.
And a couple people, obviously the exact opposite. I sub cards. I was expecting 8s and 9s, and I got, 80% 10s.
Yeah.
So it's weird. I don't know. I don't know if they had a bunch of people that left and they're training new graders. I have no idea what's going on over there, but like it's upsetting when stuff like this changes, because PSA is, I've seen people in the comments say just use other graders. It's just not financially, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
They're like the benchmark. They are an important part of this hobby, and they cannot have situations like this. They need to tighten things up.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to be the consistent
right.
producer, and they're not doing it. And it's concerning. Like they're too important to this hobby as a whole to fall apart like this. It could also be Pokemon could be absolutely drowning them, because Pokemon seems to have blown up lately.
Mm-hmm. Again, I think the key word you said there was consistency, right? Like it's like we've known PSA is like, in terms of turnaround times, okay, I understand the consistency is not going to be the same, right? Like there's always going to be an influx. There's always going to be specials. There's always going to be things where they're going to be overwhelmed. But in terms of grading standards, this is the one thing where we need there to be a hammer, basically. We need there to be a fine line in terms of what we expect, what we sub, and what we expect. And like, sure, there's always going to be a little bit of a deviation between, right? We thought this card was 10, got a 9, but I'm not expecting a 5. No.
No, Jeff and I usually, the last couple of years, we keep pretty we keep a spreadsheet of our grading. We're right about 75%. It's like expected grade rate.
Yeah, of course.
I'm pretty happy with this.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
That sounds about right. And to be completely fair, quite a few, I would say 75%, let's use that number again, of our cards that are graded, we were like, oh my God, this grade makes no sense. We're so upset. We crack it out and we're like, oh my God, how do we miss this?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, the PSA has been right more than wrong for us.
Yeah. I haven't gotten this stuff back in hand yet, so I haven't been able to look at these cards. Obviously, I've taken notes on all of these things and what got less than 9. Like, I'm okay with 9s. I'm always going to be okay with 9s because usually it's always a borderline thing. But I'll be very interested to see these in hand, and it's going to be. Yeah. I guess I'm just thankful that we're not using those gummy slabs anymore.
Right? Yeah. Chris C is right. There's obviously nothing that says we have to.
No losses. Yes, exactly right. Well, that was another point that I had to make. Is like, well, I mean, they obviously make their money on incentivizing people to grade, and this kind of shock and this outcry kind of takes away from that, right? Like their whole encouragement. They always partner with Topps. There was always like these deals and things like that, and it's like, well, let's go back to thinking about what's important about why we collect these cards, and it's not about grading them.
Yeah, I do wonder if the same people who was people mentioning the influx of Pokemon could be a big issue, like I mentioned. But I'm wondering, are the graders like, if you work for PSA, are you grading everything, or do you just grade sports cards? You grade football, you grade baseball. I mean, if the same graders are doing Pokemon and sports cards, that's concerning to me. I feel like that's got to be separate, but I don't know. Also, Ryan here says, talk about GameStop perhaps being a reason for the slowdown. And I get that. Dropping stuff off is huge.
Also, imagine, I guess for a second, that if you're a grader and all of a sudden you're like, guess what? Your gem is now not the gem it used to be. You're basically, you have a staff meeting and you're told, hey, look, a card that used to be a gem is no longer a gem. There might be a reason as to why these graders are all of a sudden like, okay, maybe this isn't all of a sudden you're given these new centering rules, right? And it's like, okay, well, this kind of, changes my whole perspective on what I always thought was a gem, right? And so you're approaching cards differently, and then maybe you're giving more 9s than you used to. So,
yeah, I don't know. There's some interesting comments here. Sports guy Corey, I know before you mentioned Cole Reagans, and I'm glad you bought that red ink. He was incredible last year. He's ready for a step forward, and his Stadium Club autos go for nothing, which is great. Night Train Jake says you got a better mustache than Jeff.
Thank you. Yeah. So, no, Jeff has darker hair too. That's a crazy part. Well, one of us is on TV and the other isn't. So
that's very true. Jacob Fame wanted me to say hello to you before, fellow Yankee fan, I believe. So this is what I would essentially say. Woogie says he's got a 2021 Ichiro SSP. He wants to submit, but seriously considering SGC instead. I would just say that it depends what you want to do. Yeah. Like, if it's a card you think you might want to sell down the road, then PSA is, I mean, it's really the best, if not only option.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it has me reconsidering sending all of like my PC cards to SGC. My ultimate end goal has always been that I'm going to use my cards maybe to, fund a house for my future family. So like, I want my cards to be in PSA slabs. I want there to be consistency and this and that, but I can totally understand if you're at this point in life where you just want to be able to look at this card in a protected piece of plastic with its label on it, that where you would send it to SGC, and that's completely fine.
Yeah.
You're not, looking to make or, eventually sell this card, what have you, but so.
Most of my stuff is in PSA slabs, and when I've had PSA and SGC together, like my OCD just doesn't like it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. And Sports Guy Corey says that he's always confused. SGC is owned by PSA, but they seem to have different standards.
Yeah.
I don't think PSA really got hands-on with SGC. I think they just bought them to have them, to own them, because they like the potential.
There's an independent relationship. Yeah. I used to work for a private equity firm, but we would basically have kind of a info block or a wall block kind of thing. And I think that for them to remain an independent company of one another, I think that's probably what they've implemented. Mm-hmm. Whereas they don't interact with each other.
Yeah. I think Thorson, they can do multiple if they're trade and send. So yeah, there is specialized grading, which makes total sense to me. I mean, like someone who does modern baseball should not be looking at vintage hockey.
Right.
You're not going to know what the special things are you're looking for. And
unless the card's like $100,000 or more, you should know exactly what a good, you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah. But that's the only case.
Timmy Two Hobbies. Yes. One touches do look great for display. And they fit nicely in boxes. They look really good.
Yeah. Well, most of the cards on my shelf here are in one touches, actually. I mean, there's some graded, but this one's a PSA 5. This one's, just in a top loader. Shout out to Gigi's Cards. He gave me this. He sent me this Aaron Judge box topper.
Oh, the box topper, yeah.
Yeah, very cool card. But, most of my cards on display are actually in one touches, just because, the cards I want to look at and care about, I don't really care about the grade. So
Abel in Vegas, I have not gotten any grader's notes on a 6 or lower. So I imagine they should be harsh if nothing else.
I've only subbed, I think, maybe 3 or 4 cards at a level of which I got grader notes. Always ambiguous, always very limited, and generally very unuseful. So
or frustrating if nothing else.
Right.
But at least that they did have to, at least they're telling you what they claim to have seen. I'll take that over nothing.
And then you crack the card out and you send it in, and it's
or you crack it out and you realize, hey, they were probably right. Again, that's happened to us several times. It's very annoying. I hate being wrong. I hate being angry at someone for something they did and then realizing that they were right to do it. It's very frustrating.
Megan probably can understand that, right?
I don't think she would. I don't think my wife has any experience in that.
Yeah, I'm
sorry. AB8 Hobbies, we did not talk about your Ryan Braun, but I'm glad you brought up the fact that Topps is putting out this set called Celebration. And it looks like it's going to be retail only. Hopefully it'll be extremely inexpensive, but we can only hope.
So. I think, somebody, I think it was Ben or Tanner that posted, it's like $60 a blaster or $60 a mega, which is crazy.
That's terrible. But yeah, Dugout Peaks is back. And what was it? Walk This Way? What's the other one that's back? Is it Walk This Way?
He's Dugout Peaks and then Rally Time, maybe.
It's one of those two.
Or one of those four, yeah.
But yeah, it's good to see. Maybe they're bringing those two aspects of opening day back. I don't know anything else about this product. Maybe there'll be like super rare image variations. I really don't know, but excited to see what that's going to be. But God, that should be like a $25 box at most.
That was the whole point. Is like you used to give those out for like Halloween. You give out those opening day packs for Halloween.
Yeah. John Fry. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a very common thing happening right now. And I don't get it. I don't get it. But anyway, yeah. Mike Good says that PSA is not the only other option. People are finding out, but if you look at the numbers, they're really not. Like people are still just sending everything to PSA.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is their whole idea is right. Produce more business for SGC, since they own the company.
Well, Torsten pointed out in the comments, it's Collectors Universe owns both. It's not that PSA doesn't own SGC. They're owned by the same.
That's what I mean. It's more revenue for collectors in general.
I doubt it. I think it's better for them just to have one, just to have PSA continue.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andrew Anderson, this would be interesting for them to put out a video of to show what a grader does. It would obviously not be accurate, but it would be kind of interesting to see a little behind the scenes. Someone mentioned in the comments that they think, if you're looking at math, maybe the grader's looking at each card for 30 seconds. I've gotten 8s on stuff and then cracked it out, and it's taken me minutes to find the flaw that they managed to find. So I don't know. I don't. Maybe we're underestimating how many employees they have. I just don't know.
There are a couple of videos. I think one of them's from like 2003, where they show the process, the grader's room. And then one recently came out where Nat Turner is like literally standing right behind the grader, and he's with like whoever's interviewing him, and you can see it. It's supposedly, and I obviously having scoured the internet for like how they do this, it's supposed to be like a dark room, and the light is supposed to be. It's a very dark room apparently, and the light is supposed to be not particularly bright, but like it's supposed to be kind of a 10-second process where you initially look at the card and get the general eye appeal. There are a lot of interesting things in the internet about the way that we obviously don't know because we've never actually seen inside. But it makes a lot of sense as to why, how they can get through. It has to be 10. Like there has to be a rate at which how many cards are supposed to grade an hour. Like
I hate that too. That makes me feel like they're Amazon drivers.
Right. Exactly right.
I don't like that at all. I left that one up there for you.
Look, I'm 6'4" and I've been big ever since I was little. Of course, I had dingers in the little league. Always.
Yeah, Jake definitely has an IM12 birth certificate.
IM12. Yeah, I'm the ringer for tug of war.
So Jake, answer this. I would love to. I would love to ask Jeff if he's buying any of this. So this Murakami Otani stuff that Topps is launching tomorrow. Any interest in that, Jake?
No.
Yeah, my answer is no.
Yeah, I know. I think maybe that's a Japanese focused thing. I'm very familiar with Murakami in general, the long-term potential for it, or maybe that's my just lack of knowledge in terms of Japanese artistry, but I can see how it could be super. It'd be like maybe if it were like Andy Warhol times Mike Trout, maybe like I could see a big appeal in terms of how we would consider it,
Yeah. I don't know. So there's these little subsets, like they just don't, I don't get into them. Like the Otani 50-50 set, I wasn't really interested in. I know it had those Black Dynasty autos that look incredible, but I wasn't going to buy any of that stuff.
Yeah.
I'll stick with Topps Chrome, Bowman Chrome, keep it down the middle.
Right. Flagship.
Yeah. So Michael Stone is saying, do the math based on how many cards they grade per month. But do we know how many graders there are? I have no clue how many people work for PSA.
It's not a public company. And maybe that's kind of in their plans, is to go public one of these days. And if they are, I don't think they could ever go public, because then they would have to actually reveal trade secrets.
Yeah. It's not fair for Chris C to use Married with Children references. I'm going to talk about it. That's not a long time. That is not a long time.
Very short. Very short. Yeah.
Ay. Jake Shirt says, go orange. My screen is way off. I see red. Well, it's a deep orange.
It's a deep orange. Yeah, it's been washed a bunch of times.
Oh. All right, let's finish on a high note here. Adam, congratulations. I hope she becomes a new card collector moving forward. Get her hooked on image variations early. Very early. But yeah, congratulations. That's awesome.
I'm assuming you'll teach her the uniqueness in sports cards and the cool, interesting parts about them. But
yeah, make sure she knows that lava ray waves are not to be hunted down. Right. She can do better than that.
As irrelevant as boys.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
So
there you go. All right. So yeah, anything you want to throw in at the end here, Jake? It's been over 2 hours. I have some flavorless grilled chicken breast tenders to go eat.
My wife has made some soup and I can smell it, and it's making my mouth is watering. So
all right. What kind of soup?
It's a tortellini. It's like a tortellini soup of sorts. I don't know. We were talking about before we came in the stream, and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to eat until about 8. She goes, okay, it's going to take me forever anyway. So
there you go.
I've been smelling it and my mouth is watering and I'm hungry. So as much as I love sports cards, as you can see,
food's going to win out.
I think I like eating a little bit more.
Absolutely. So. Michael Stone, it was 4 TDs in one game for Al Bundy in the city championship. And his knee was not down. All right. M. Parsons says hello to Leroy and Judy. Hope everyone has a good night.
Yes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me, Blabbin. Much appreciation for watching.
Yep. Want to throw in here at the end. SSP Thursday, again, a success. Please get some cards ready for next month. It'll be that first week in April. Next week, we have a special guest. We'll be joined by Mama's Breaks, who you may or may not follow on Instagram. She's a very cool collector. She's going to come and talk about what she does over on Fanatics Live. And then we're gonna break. We're gonna break some stuff. For trivia. We're gonna do like a top 4 or 5 finishers will get free spots in whatever she feels like bringing on to break for free. So join us for that next week. That should be fun. We always like people coming on and giving away free stuff to our viewers. Thank you, Jake, for tonight.
Yeah, of course. Always. The viewers are what make this possible. And always so much fun interacting with you guys and getting to talk more than what we do generally on an everyday basis. So yeah, Adam, and Bronze and Kellenics, unfortunately, Jeff wasn't here. He might have talked about both, but I don't think he's on board with your Braun PC based on what happened there. But anyway. Grayson Rodriguez. All right. All right, Jake. All right, gang. As they say, cue the music. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll talk your parents a call, pet your pets. Good night. Good luck.